Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Rouse Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we're going to be bringing you the third game of the series between the Saitama Seibu Lions and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, as this game will take place at Escon Field in Hokkaido. We're going to give you the starting lineups, first of all, for the visitors from Saitama, and we'll follow that up with the lineups for the Fighters, the home team from Hokkaido. Leading off and playing shortstop tonight is number 6, Sosuke Genda. Hitting second and playing in center field is number 51, Minaya Nishikawa. Hitting third and right field is number 9, Takuya Haruma. Batting in the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 32, Takayoshi Yamamura. Hitting fifth at second base is number 5, Shuta Tonosaki. Hitting sixth at third base is number 10, Ryushi Sato. Hitting seventh in left field is number 78, Anthony Garcia. Hitting eighth and doing the designated hitting is number 67, Daiju Nomura. And batting ninth and doing the catching is number 22, Yuta Koga. And they are going to be facing Ren Fukushima, who takes to the hill with a 1-3 record. The rookie is making his 11th start of the year. He has worked 51 innings. He's allowed 43 hits. He has given up 27 runs. 18 have been earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 28, and he's got a 3.18 earned run average. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Saitama Seibu Lions. Now we're going to give you the starting lineup for the home team, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off and playing in center field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Batting second and playing third base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Hitting third and left field is number 5, Yuki Nomura. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Batting in the fifth spot and playing in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Hitting sixth and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. Hitting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. Hitting eighth and playing second base is number 58, Taiki Narama. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is number 43, Tetsuki Mizuno. And they are going to be facing Kona Takahashi, who takes to the hill with an 0-8 record. He's worked 53 innings. He's allowed 60 hits, 30 runs, 26 have been earned. He's walked 19 and struck out 38. He's got himself an ERA of 4.42. We welcome everybody into the stream tonight. Our friend Jax says, who you picking for this game and the Eagles game? If I had to make a pick on this one here, I'm going to offend our friend Zay tonight. I think it's going to be one of those rare victories for the Saitama Seibu Lions tonight. I think that last night was a precursor. That 8-7 victory was a bit of a nail-biter as the Fighters had to hang on. I think the Lions are going to steal one here on the getaway game. If I had to give you my thoughts on the game between the Golden Eagles and the Hawks, I'm leaning for the Hawks in that one there tonight. Tomohisa Ozeki, the pitcher for the Fukuoka Ball Club, is a guy that I would lean toward. He is 6-2 on the season. Of course, the other game in the Pacific League goes later tonight. It is Daiki Tajima for the Buffaloes against Yuji Nishino. That game is almost a toss-up. In fact, I would probably lean toward the Marines on that one because it's their home field advantage, and they do play well at home. Well, those are the starting lineups, and we welcome everybody into the stream tonight. I hope for a big one here, as it is Mountain Day in Japan, their holiday, and it is getaway day as, well, normally speaking, the teams here will start their new series, which will be on Tuesday. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. The fighters are just taking to the field, and we're going to be getting this one underway here in just a couple moments. They've got the pageantry of the first pitch here just finishing off as a young lady with the fox ears is going to deliver the pitch as they have all of everybody in place. It usually means that they will have the mascot calling the ball and the strike with the Lions hitter there as well, as we are ready to just finish this off as Genda is playing his part. And the pitch is actually in behind Genda as he takes the swing. And so that is the first pitch here. So we're going to get this one going in just a couple moments. We'll be right back in just a few. It is the Lions and the Fighters when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. Ren Fukushima is just completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to get this one underway as he will be facing Sosuke Genda, Manaya Nishikawa, and Takuya Haruma to get things going here in the top of the first inning. We will also keep you guys all updated on the scores from around the NPB tonight, as there are other games that are going on, and there are early games as well. The other early game that is happening here is also in the Pacific League. It'll be the Hawks and the Eagles game that we covered the last couple of nights. And then in 3 hours' time, it'll be the Marines and the Buffaloes. That goes off at the Zozo Marine. All the games in the Central League will be played at 6 o'clock local time, or 1800 hours, as we are just about ready to get this one underway here. The Lions have these interesting uniforms. I have to say, they can kind of grow on you. I'm not sure if I like the white pinstripe pants with the blue tops with the white pinstripes, but it's definitely an interesting look. And that is what they are wearing again here tonight for this series. So the first pitch of the ball game is ready to go. And it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. For Sosuke Genda, he's hitting .258 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 10 runs batted in. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Genda batting from the left side here as he gets the start at shortstop, the captain of the Lions. Also, the scripting on the helmet, it's SSL, Saitama Seibu Lions. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here as the left-handed hitting shortstop waits on the offering. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now even at 2s. I have to say, I do like the colors of the Lions. That's one thing that I do appreciate is that type of blue that they do wear. There was a fastball swung on. This is sliced foul into the seats down the third base line, and the count remains at 2-2 to Genda. Defensively tonight for the Fighters from left to right field, Nomura is in left, Matsumoto is in center, and the right fielder is Manami. As the 2-2 pitch is ready to come here to Genda, and it's a breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle. Moving to his left is the shortstop Mizuno. He fields it and throws to first, and that is going to retire Genda as he hits it to his opposite number. It's a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. And I'll bring up the center fielder, Manaya Nishikawa. Finishing off the defense for the Fighters from first to third, it'll be Kiyomiya is at first, the second baseman's Dorama, the shortstop's Mizuno, and at third it's Gunji, with the battery of Fukushima and Tamiya. No Lies says tonight, let's get the under at 6.5. I guess we're going to find out. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses up, and the count is 1-0. Nishikawa batting .215 on the year, homer and 14 runs batted in. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into deep left center field, but not deep enough. Moving over to his right, and making the catch is Matsumoto, and that's going to retire Nishikawa for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Takuya Haruma. I got to tell you, as far as I'm concerned tonight, I think this is the night that As I said at the top of the stream when people asked, I think this is the night where Takahashi gets off the schneid. I don't know if he'll go to 0-9 tonight. I think this is where he'll get his first win. And I'll talk a little bit about that. He was very vocal. He wanted to be transfer listed. He wanted a shot to go to play Major League Baseball. As the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. And the Lions obviously didn't post him. He's under team control for, I think, a couple of more seasons. And I often wonder if he's kind of pouting a bit this year. Maybe he didn't come out with the right mindset. Fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 0-2 on Haruma. Walfris in the house tonight again. We welcome you for joining. Appreciate you and everybody else making your way into the stream tonight. So no balls and 2 strikes to Haruma as the fastball is delivered and misses upstairs, and it's now 1-2. 2 gone here in the first inning as the Lions are starting the game off here as the visitors. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-2. Our friend Brando in the house, he says it's the over all day. I guess we're going to find out here soon enough. As the 2-2 is on the way, it is a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Kashima started to make his way to the dugout, but the home plate umpire had none of it, and that's going to run the count to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fukushima again working to the set, gets his sign, and now delivers. He works quickly. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2 to Haruma. Haruma batting .261 on the year. We didn't get to that. He had a homer and 13 RBIs. Certainly a different looking lineup that the Lions are rolling out here. We'll talk a little bit about that as the night goes on as well. Certainly with the interim manager at the helm, there's a fastball swung on and fouled away down the left field line. The count remains at 3-2. Kaz Matsui started the year behind the helm for the Lions, but he is no longer behind the bench. It is Hisanobu Watanabe. I hope I didn't butcher the name there, and I apologize if I do. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Haruma's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it here for the Lions in their half of the first. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the Lions, no score, and the Fighters coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. It's a beautiful day for baseball at Escon Field in Hokkaido, and we'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Trevor Parker in the house tonight, as is Jeremy Orr. Welcome to the stream. Steve Campbell checking in as well. Lots of folks all over the place. If you let us know where you're listening from, drop it in the chat. We'd love to know and share it with everybody else that is listening along here with us. The top of the order is coming up here for the Fighters. It is Go Matsumoto, Yuya Gunji, and Yuki Nomura. You face the right-hander Takahashi. I was thinking about maybe doing a pin and maybe checking in where everybody is at and maybe doing something either via Twitter or wherever it might be. Let everybody know where that is. We've got a couple of folks in Ohio tonight listening in, as Zay is, as is Steve Campbell in Youngstown, as that fastball misses down and away and the count is 1-0. Preston Gray says Tampa, Florida. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Zay's in Youngstown too, he says. I got a chance to play at the minor league ballpark a number of years ago in Youngstown, Ohio. I was there for a Connie Mack tournament when I was in high school. Beautiful park. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted down the right field line, giving chase, and falling into the netting is the first baseman Yamamura, but he's not unable to come up with the ball. He gave it a pretty good effort, but that is going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Matsumoto. Ian says he's up in Boston. Solo asks over or under 6.5. Boy, with these 2 teams here tonight, I'm not sure how that fits in here. I always have a tendency to go with the under. The way the runs have been scored, it's hard to tell here. I might still stay with the under on this. There's a fastball swung on. It's lined into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and making the play easily is Haruma as he was shading toward the line. And so that is a single for Matsumoto, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. Jeremy's down in Georgia. Our friend Walfris is in Sunrise, Florida. Sunrise, Florida, I've actually been there too. I saw the Florida Panthers play hockey against the Toronto Maple Leafs probably about 6 or 7 years ago. Maybe more than that. And then I scooted over to Tampa the next night and caught the Leafs and the Lightning. And I had a conference in Orlando. So here comes the first offering to Gunji, and it's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Gunji batting .265 on the season, 11 homers and 45 runs driven in. Our friend Sola asked the question, where can I watch the game live? Well, really, it depends, Solo, on what country you're in. And if you stick around, we can allude a few things. We're not going to break up the commentary as we do this. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped slowly back to the pitcher. It's just like a bunt, and it serves its purpose as Gunji is going to be retired on a ground out 1-3. Matsumoto is going to advance to second, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Yuki Nomura. So Nyan's asking the question as well. Zay, I don't know if you want to take over on some of this and maybe supply some of the answers. Certainly there's some different ones. We can give you some of that. Obviously, we can't provide links in the stream, but the first bet you would probably do is to go to the live QQ. It's all in Chinese. You're going to have to navigate yourself around. You'll have to do a little Google search on it. I might be able to help you out there. So that brings Yuki Nomura to the plate. Nomura hitting .222 on the season, a couple of homers and 8 RBIs. Batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Takahashi, who works himself to the set position. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Zaya has answered your question, and also everybody else. Nyan, your question was answered as well. PacificLeague.com also provides it. You're going to have to navigate the Japanese, but you're going to have to pay. It's not a free site. As the pitch is on the way, it's a split-figure pitch. It misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. We were also talking about it the other night. Amazon Prime Japan. You have to have a VPN, and you can get yourself Amazon Prime Japan will carry the games. Also, Yahoo Japan also carries some stuff as well. Jeremy is giving out the eSpot 1 in Japanese. Those are the different ones, and a lot of people have given you some of the options in the chat. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Nomura. The runner Matsumoto gets his lead at second. There's a fastball swung on. It's chopped back to the pitcher, fielded by Takahashi, but that's also going to advance Matsumoto over to third. So another ground out. That's going to go in the books 1-3. So twice here already, the pitcher has had to field his position. So that's 2 outs here with the runner at third, and it brings up the first baseman, Kentaro Kiyomiya. Can't remember last year, but last year there was a betting website, and I want to say it was Betway or Bet365. You had to be a member, but you could watch the games there as well. I don't remember exactly what site it was, but you just had to sign up, and I don't even know if you had to make a deposit, but you could watch the games live through their website. So here comes the first offering from Takahashi. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count is 0-1 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya batting .293, 8 homers, and 30 runs driven in. As the 0-1 pitch is ready to come here from Takahashi. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. It's going to be lifted foul into the seats way up on that third deck, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. On Aloha says, can Seibu win? That's who I've got tonight. If I'm going to pick the Lions to win, they got to win sometime, right? They've got 29 wins. They're looking for their 30th of the season. As Takahashi delivers a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-2. I actually saw this matchup last year. Not matchup. I don't remember who Takahashi faced, but when I was in Saitama last year, I saw Takahashi pitch against the Fighters. He lost 7-0. Yeah, everybody's got to get a win sometime. Even the Chicago White Sox picked up one this week. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander Takahashi delivers. It's a split finger pitch and misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, and they say that he went. Up goes the right hand, and Kiyomiya is down on strikes. He's in the books for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here as they do strand a runner. There was no runs. There was a hit. There was no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the second inning. Your score is the Lions 0 and the Fighters 0. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back with the call of inning number 2 when we return right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be Yamamura, Tonosaki, and Sato to come to bat here for the Lions in inning number 2. Our friend Solo Drilla says he's found it. The other thing is, too, is what a lot of folks do is they sync up our chat to it and our commentary. And our friend On Aloha says, great commentary, mate. Appreciate it. And we appreciate you for being here tonight, making the most of your time with us. It is going to be the heart of the batting order for the Lions, as we say, coming to bat. Yamamura batting .242, a couple of homers and 17 runs batted in. As the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Yamamura getting the start at first base tonight. As we said, it's really a overhaul on a lot of things, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 0-2. Luke is in the house tonight. He says he's got school tomorrow. Yeah, certain parts of North America are going back to the classroom a little early by my book, as the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs. But I guess it all depends on where you are. Summer holidays for a lot of the kids was not necessarily in place, because to give you a holiday was so you could get out and work the farms years ago. There was a split finger pitch swung on and missed, as it is blocked by the catcher. Tamiya, he gets up and throws to first. It's going to go in the books as a strikeout 2-3. For the first out of the inning, as Yamamura is retired. That'll bring up the second baseman, Shuta Tonosaki. So Shuta Tonosaki coming to bat. Not having the output that he had last year. His production is down, I would say, quite a bit. He is hitting .231, 5 homers and 27 runs batted in. Certainly his power numbers and run production down. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. seemed like for a stretch last season, every time that there would be anything clutch, Tonosaki was going to deliver for the Lions. As the pitch on the way is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is now 1-1. That unfortunately is the life of a baseball player sometimes. You're not always getting the good stuff all of the time. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And now the count goes to 1-2. And certainly some of the hitters that are around him in the lineup are not exactly flexing their muscle with the Lions this year offensively as well. As the right-hander ready to deliver again as he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on, and that one's going to be lifted foul into the seats. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. And the count remains at 1-2 to Shuta Tonosaki. Good crowd on hand, as per usual. Saitama fans, maybe not as traveled as they would be if they were a little better, as that fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep center field. Racing back is Matsumoto, and he's going to make the catch on the warning track as he hauls it in. As that is going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryushi Sato. That was a split finger pitch that didn't split. It stayed up in the zone, and Tonosaki took it for a ride. Just not quite deep enough. Going to have to get into the weight room. There's a couple of steps onto the track for Matsumoto as he made a beautiful play in center field. Good jump, good read. Well, Sato comes to the plate. He's hitting 197 on the year. He's got a couple homers and 14 RBIs. And there is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. The offering from the right-hander Fukushima is a breaking ball that just misses, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes here. Right-hander again delivers the pitch. It's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Not sure if our friend No Lies has got the under for the whole game or just for the first 5, as that fastball misses down. It's now 3-1 to Sato. Waiting on deck is Anthony Garcia. It'll be our first look at the Lions outfielder. Curious to see a little bit about him, as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 3-2. Do our homework on Anthony before the game started, as he is newer to the NPB. One of the things that I have to say that the Lions have really made mistakes on, as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is looped softly, and a nice catch over the shoulder by Mizuno, the shortstop, as he is going to retire Sato for the 3rd out of the inning, and the Lions go quietly again here in the 2nd. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 2nd inning. I'll talk about Anthony Garcia when he comes to bat in the 3rd. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 2nd, it is the Lions nothing and the Fighters nothing. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Right back after this.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die.
Welcome back, everybody. Our friend James is back in the house tonight. Ian and Ricardo, everybody else as well. Ricardo, you're getting the information from the other guys, but if you scroll up in the chat, A lot of people went through this about 5 minutes ago or so. There's all kinds of information that will help you out. It is the second inning, as it's going to be Manami, Tamiya, and Reyes coming to bat here to face the right-hander Kona Takahashi. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. Manami hitting .249, 16 homers, and 50 runs batted in. One thing we didn't do is give you the defensive alignment for the Lions in their first inning, and we'll do that here as the fighters are batting here. As the 0-1 is on the way, it's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count's 0-2. Defensively for the Lions tonight from left to right field, Garcia is in left. The center fielder is Nishikawa, and right field it is Haruma. Around the horn from first to third, it is Yamamura at first. The second baseman is Tonosaki. Genda is at short, and the third baseman Sato, with the battery of Takahashi and Koga. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. It is a fastball that misses way upstairs. And the count goes to 1-2 on Chusei Manami. Manami has moved all around the batting order, it seems like, this year. He's been in the 3 spot, the 1 spot. He's been as low as 8 some nights. Our friend Ian says another hot day in Hokkaido. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is 2-2. Hard to tell. I don't think that the dome is open for this one here, so I'm sure it'll probably be nice and comfortable for the players. I've only a couple of times seen where they have had the roof open, and it presents a different bit of view when you have the angles of the sunlight. As the 2-2 is on the way, it's a split finger pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. I really don't know what the guidelines are for the open roof. When you think about some of the hot and humid days that you would get in Tokyo or Osaka or Hiroshima and those areas there, certainly a little bit different when you are in the Northeast. But what the temperature guideline would be is where they would say, hey, when are we going to open up the roof to our liking? Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats on the first base side of home plate, and the count remains at 2-2. Jackson Ward asked the question and says, how many teams have domes? Well, we can go through that. There are quite a few teams that have domes. We'll start off in the Pacific League. So obviously Hokkaido does, and it's a retractable dome. On top of it, the Saitama Seibu Lions have a dome, but it's an open air dome. It was like the dome was put on top of the stadium after the stadium has been built. It's kind of a neat place, but it's like sitting in a bowl of soup. Experienced that last year, as that is a split finger pitch that misses down. It's now 3-2 to Manami. And I'm going to experience it again this year. So I chose my seats last year up at the top, hoping to get a cross breeze, and I don't know if that necessarily played into a factor. Was a thunderstorm that rolled through that seemed to take the heat and humidity away. I anticipate more of that again this year. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Manami as he hits in the first spot here in the second inning. It'll be Tamiya and Reyes to follow. Here's the 3-2. It's a breaking ball that is check swing fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. This is turning into quite the at-bat. This is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Actually, it was a split finger pitch that didn't split. It was a breaking ball that looked like it was going to have a bit of a hump to it. So let's see how what Takahashi goes to try to finish off Manami. Prayman asks, who wins? Well, who knows? Still 0-0, although I have to say I'm leaning toward the Lions in this one. There's a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away, and the battle is going to continue here, as it's going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up to Manami. So we're talking about the Dome Stadium. So back to the Pacific League. So there's 2 there. Now the Chibalote Marines do not play in a Dome Stadium. It's open, and it's quite a unique place. I'm excited to see what that's all about, because the wind there, or the stadium's right on the water. There's a lot of wind in the stadium that blows all over the place. Pop-ups, fly balls can become adventurous in that type of environment. It's the San Francisco of Japanese baseball, as there's a fastball swung on. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher. They're going to have to hurry. Genda fields it, and he throws to first. Oh, what a sensational play by the Saitama Seibu Lions shortstop, as that's going to erase Manami on a ground out 6-3. He had to charge hard to come and get it, as that ball was just over the glove of Takahashi, as he was able to make the play all in one fell swoop. Take a look at it again on the replay there, and it looked like he did get him even on the replay. What a play by Genda. Well, that's going to bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya, as he strides to the plate. He's enjoyed himself a very good offensive season. He's hitting .293 with a couple of homers and 27 runs batted in. Hitting from the left side here against the right-handed throwing Takahashi, and he swings at the first split finger pitch and misses, and the count is 0-1. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, they definitely do not play in a dome stadium. And the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks do play in a dome, but it is a retractable one. Fastball swung on, grounded to third. A nice stop by the third baseman, Sato. He bobbles it, keeps it in front, gets to his feet, and fires Tamiya out at first base. Oh, that was a great play. That was a hot shot. He didn't field it cleanly, but he chested up, kept it down, and able to gun out Tamiya on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. And then lastly, you've got the Oryx Buffaloes, and the Buffaloes play in the Kyocera Dome. That's their main stadium at home, but they also play a few series a year in Kobe and at the Hodomoto Field, which used to be the home of the Oryx Blue Wave. And so, of course, that was Ichiro's team, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Is it going to be foul, or is it going to go stay fair? Oh, that ball is going to stay fair. That ball looked like it was slicing foul, and the next thing you know, everybody's cheering. The camera angle's showing the foul territory, and Reyes has hit that ball out. Unbelievable. As he's getting a round of applause, I want to see that one again. Home run it is for the Franimal, as that ball reaches the seats. I have to say, I don't know if it's just bad camera work or if it's everything looked like it was going out. The next thing you know, people were cheering. Good for Franmil Reyes. If you're a fan of the Fighters, a solo shot is 10th of the year. That puts the Fighters on the board 1-0. We'll watch that again on the replay. And he was just able to sneak it in down the right field line. It made its way into the bullpen area. So 1-0. Unbelievable. Here's the first offering to the second baseman, Narama. It's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded in the 4-hole into right field. And so back-to-back hits here for the Fighters, as the damage has come with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up the shortstop, Tetsuki Mizuno. So I guess we were talking about dome stadiums, so the Hodomoto Field is supposed to be the field that is most major league ready. That's in Kobe. And I got a chance to go there last year. The stadium itself isn't, but the field is beautiful. It's old kind. They do have an upper deck, and it's kind of an old style feel to it. So that's going to bring up the shortstop, Tetsuki Mizuno. Mizuno batting .226, 3 homers and 21 runs driven in. Batting from the left side here against the right-hander Takahashi. As he kicks and delivers, it's a split finger pitch missing down, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Olai says, let's take it easy with all the offense. Yeah, one swing of the bat, and it was instant offense there for you. So 1 ball and no strikes as the left-handed hitting Mizuno waits, but Takahashi throws over to first. Diving back in time is the base runner Narama. Just as a programming note, we are going to be back on the airwaves again next weekend, as we will be on Friday for sure. We also be on Saturday, but I'm undecided. I may not do an early game. I may be one of the later games. There's a fastball swung on. It's taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Tonosaki. He throws to first. Mizuno's retired on a ground out 4-3, and that is going to do it here. They got 1 run in the inning, did the Fighters on the benefit of 2 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Fighters 1, the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight and listening in on the Last Drafts Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the third inning, and coming to bat will be Anthony Garcia, Daiju Nomura, and Yuta Koga. You face the starter Ren Fukushima for inning number 3. We were taking a look, and we were talking before about Anthony Garcia, as he is making only his 11th ball game here, for playing in his 11th game. So Garcia, in terms of where he is at and what franchises that he is with, as the first pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. He bats from the left side. He's only batting 167. He's 6 for 36 since joining the Lions. No homers and 3 RBIs. Fastball misses down, and the count now 2 balls and no strikes. So it looks like this Anthony Garcia had spent his time in the New York Yankees organization. So he is new to the Japanese league, as there's a fastball swung on it, has popped up over on the third base side of home plate, and it's going to reach its way into the netting just by the third base dugout. So Garcia had spent time with 3 teams in 2018 as a 17-year-old. He's actually 23 years old. He was with the Yankees Gulf Coast League team. He got himself up to high A ball with Hudson Valley last year, as the right-hander Fukushima delivers. Fastball swung on that is going to be lifted foul. The count is 2-2. But one thing I would say about the Lions is they've just made some, I guess the way I'd put it, some suspect decisions on what type of import players to bring in over the last few years. Though I have to say, I don't necessarily put the finger on Dietrich Enns as a pitcher last year. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Garcia stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched that go by for out number 1. That's going to bring up Daiju Nomura. So Nomura striding to the plate. He's hitting 198 on the year, 3 homers and 13 RBIs. Just back to Garcia for a bit. He had 32 games in the Japanese farm team, where he hit only 216, 3 homers and 10 RBIs. So it's not like he's been lighting it up on fire. First pitch fastball misses upstairs. The count is 1-0 to Nomura. But just the overall selection and overall recruitment that the Lions have made, I have to say, it was a bit of a question mark on some stuff, as that fastball is taken for a called strike. Our friend Connor Brennan in the house tonight. We welcome you. As that pitch just misses, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Nomura. Right-hander Fukushima ready to deliver again, and it is a fastball swung on and fouled straight back. The count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Our friend Jeremy Orr asked the question. He says, what team has the best pitching? That's a bit of a loaded question in some ways. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike, and Nomura stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 2. And that's 2 outs and 2 caught looking here in inning number 3, and that is going to bring up Yuta Koga. Jackson Ward says the Hawks are striking early. Last time I peeked in, it's 2-0 for Fukuoka over the Eagles. So I think, in my opinion, the best bullpen would have to go to the Fukuoka Ball Club, certainly with Roberto Osuna on the back end. Maybe not last night's game where you had to bite your nails a little bit. The first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Koga. Koga hitting .213, couple of homers and 7 runs batted in on the year. Fukushima delivers a breaking ball that bounces and goes all the way to the backstop. Count now even at 1-1. Certainly a couple things I'm looking forward to having when I get back into the land of the rising sun. If you're ever over there, you go into a Lawson's and they have these egg sandwiches you can pick up for basically less than a couple of bucks. There's a fastball swung on, grounded up the middle, fielded by Mizuno. He throws to first, and Koga is retired to end the inning. I'll come back and talk about some of the culinary experiences in Japan after a couple moments, but that is going to do it here for the Lions in the top of the third. They go in order again It's been 9 up and 9 down for Saitama. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the third. It's the Fighters 1, the Lions no score. Stick around, everybody. This game's got some pace to it. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. The line score for this one, the Fighters, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. For the Lions, it is zeros across the board. No runs, no hits, no errors at this point. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat for Hokkaido, as it'll be Go Matsumoto, Yuya Gunji, and Yuki Nomura. As we appreciate everybody who has popped in here with us tonight. We have some different folks in the house, whether you are listening for the baseball, whether you're listening for the some people like to talk about the gambling, and other people just like to ask questions about everything. We're happy to have you here. You are interested in Japanese baseball in different ways. So that brings Go Matsumoto to the plate. He is 1 for 1 tonight. He singled his first time up, but he was stranded at third after a couple of comebackers to the pitcher. And he is batting here for the second time tonight. He has raised his average to 266 with that homer and 16 RBIs. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Matsumoto. As we mentioned, we'll also get to, over the course of the week, we'll start to put up our schedule for later in the week. Friday, definitely we will be on. There's a fastball that misses up and in. The count is 1-1, and we were leaning toward I believe it's the Buffaloes and the Hawks on Friday night, North American time. That would be the Saturday Japan games. So that would be on the 17th. I'm just going to double check that, although I may be off in my who we are going to be calling. No, actually, it looks like it's going to be the Buffaloes and the Fighters, as we will look to do that, or possibly the Hawks and the Marines. But I think we're going to lean towards the Buffaloes and the Fighters in that one, as that fastball misses up and in, and the count is now 2-1 to Matsumoto. Then the question mark that we have is on the Sunday game. I don't know if I'll be able to do the early ones. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and those would be the 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern time games. We might have to look at doing the 1 o'clock game between Tohoku and Saitama. I really don't want to do that. Or maybe we do the Tigers and the Dragons, which would be 9:30 Pacific or 12:30 Eastern for the Sunday game. A rare Central League affair. We don't like doing the Central League so much. I don't follow it as close as I do this. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Last year I got to 9 games in Japan, and 6 of them were in the Central League. And this year here, if I get a chance to see about 7 games, I think that only 2, I think, are going to meet that criteria. Possibly 3 if I get to Yokohama, which is a pretty good chance. Could get to Yokohama on a Tuesday to see the Carp and the Bay Stars. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It is to Matsumoto. Gunji and Nomura to follow here in the third. Matsumoto digs himself in here. ready to face the offering from the starter Takahashi, who kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, and this is fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. Just seems like Takahashi's just missing a little something on his pitch here, either a little bit of extra movement or some of that other stuff. Our friend Jeremy asked the question, how did you get into Japanese baseball? It's a long story, I guess, and certainly living on the West Coast for the last almost 20 years, you get a chance to see some of the influences here. Certainly there's patterns and styles of play that are a little different than elsewhere. There is a Japanese influence up and down the West Coast. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Matsumoto. Preston says, it does help when you mention players that have played in the MLB. It gets him more intrigued. Yeah, in tonight's lineup outside of the Franimal, there's not too many else. Says Anthony Garcia, he never got to the big leagues. Yeah, it's been pretty quiet on the Lions side. As that fastball misses upstairs, the count is 3-2. But certainly on the Fighters side, you've got the Franimal, and of course, they've had a few other players in their team. I don't know if Andrew Stevenson got outright released. He started the year with the Fighters, and I hate to say it, but he kind of stunk it up. Former Washington National. There's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped over the head of the pitcher. Coming hard is Genda, and he's going to make another great play. Oh, he did a great job to get the speedy Matsumoto. That's a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. That's the second play tonight that Genda's really had to charge hard. Soft contact, but enough to chop over the head of the pitcher. You've got yourself one of the best 9 defenders out there on the field behind you. He's making it look easy. And if you're interested, Preston, Genda was the shortstop in the World Baseball Classic for the Japanese. He was their starter over there. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Yuya Gunji squared to bunt, but he took that pitch for a called strike. So just watching the Japanese, and the other part is the fundamental skills that they have. And I talk about this regular. The best players in the world, for the most part, are playing in North America. But I want to quantify that a little bit. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. When you think of the Dominican, the Venezuelans, even the Japanese players, the best Japanese players will want to come to Major League Baseball. There's more money. Everything is in place. But when you watch the game, how it's fundamentally played, you got to tip your hat to the Japanese. They really play good fundamental baseball. There's a fastball that just misses outside. The count is now 1-2 to Gunji. So you can often overcome some of your physical shortcomings because of size and speed. Physical size that the Latin players and Americans bring to the game. And then the speed. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to get looped over the head of the second baseman, Tonosaki, into center field. And Gunji's aboard with a one-out single. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Yuki Nomura. So when you think about the Japanese league, the other thing that's unique is that you're only allowed 3 import players to be on the field at one time. You can have 4 on a game sheet. Some teams might have 7 or 8 or maybe even 9 import players in their 70-man roster, but some of them are buried down in the farm. I remember a couple of years ago, the Hanshin Tigers had 8 import players on their roster. But again, you could only have 4 on a game sheet at one time, and 3 could be playing. So when you watch some of the players and some of the players, they just don't have the arms that they possess in North America. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Nomura. Nomura grounded back to the pitcher. His first time up, he's 0 for 1. And yeah, so you have to play the game a little differently. You got to bunt, you got to hit and run, you got to slash, you got to steal bases. And when you think of the shortstops, I think of guys like last night Murray Biashi or Kenta Imamiya or tonight Genda. Well, they can't go into the 6-hole and throw 97 miles an hour across the diamond like a O'Neill Cruz. And the difference between a guy being safe and a guy being out could be that extra 6 or 7 miles on their ball across the infield. As that breaking ball is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-2. And it's not that it's a knock. It's just the way it is. We welcome everybody into the stream tonight. Our friend Preston says Seiya Suzuki is his new favorite player. As there is a breaking ball that is check swing, and they go over to the first base umpire, and Nomura is down on strikes. He's in the books for the second out. Could not hold up. So 2 gone here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Preston said he was at the Japan-US final. He said it was electric. I think that was down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. I had a buddy of mine who was on the round-robin crew as an umpire in that series in Florida, on the same crew as Angel Hernandez. So here comes the first offering from Kona Takahashi, who delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is 1-0. So I kind of said hello to him, and I said, "Hey," I said, "What's Angel like?" And he says he was great. Off the field, they had nothing. The umpires have nothing but great things to say about him. On the field, it's a little bit different story. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Kiyomiya. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Our friend Olai says the bunt with 2 on and nobody out is almost never utilized in Major League Baseball. It's sad. Yeah, moving runners along has been almost a lost art, and even the fundamental skills of bunting have become lost. And I'm kind of curious, as the teams like the Oakland A's and the low-market teams such as the Tampa Bay Rays, when's there going to be a team that's going to import and play a completely different style of what we're having to be fed in Major League Baseball right now? I'm really curious to see when that's going to happen. In other words, a 2-strike approach comes back into play. They're looking to shorten up and put the ball in play just to make some contact. There was a fastball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. At the same time, too, I can also appreciate when you look at hitters and approach at the plate with 2 strikes and you're shortening up and putting in play, balls that are hit on the ground in the infield, if a fielder can get to it, they can make the play 98.5% of the time. And I can understand where they're saying, hey, let's just take our chance and swing out of our socks. But when you've got hitters, they're trying to hit like Aaron Judge, and there's only one Aaron Judge in the league, as that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count is going to remain at 2-2 to Kiyomiya. You can't make your shortstop or your light-hitting left fielder hit like Aaron Judge when they're not Aaron Judge. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Kiyomiya. The runner at first, Gunji, here with 2 gone in the third. Keep our eye on him, see if they put him in motion. He doesn't run a lot. He's only got 1 stolen base. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses in. That's going to run the count now to 3-2. That last pitch was at 96 miles an hour. Friend Adrian asked the question, will both teams go over 6.5? Are you asking on a combined score in this one? Because a lot of people have pounded their fist for the under. I'd be shocked if this one went over the top tonight. But you never know. Once you get into the Lions bullpen, it can get kind of ugly. So 3 balls and 2 strikes here to Kiyomiya, as Takahashi works himself to the set position. Here comes the payoff pitch. Runner's in motion, and it is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into deep center field, but not deep enough, as moving over underneath it is Manaya Nishikawa, and he's there to make the catch. Kiyomiya is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, the Fighters, no runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through the first third of the ball game. Your score is the Lions 0 and the Fighters 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back after this from our friend Matt and our friend Eric. But Eric first.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. That is our friend Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. It is going to be the top of the order coming up to bat here for the Lions. That's Genda, Nishikawa, and Haruma. The 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the batting order. Our friend in the stream here tonight, Mr. Slim Shady, says the Ham Fighters, Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters, need to turn up. Who agrees? Well, I got to tell you, it's probably a few other people's, as Connor says, Vumus to the ham. Now, there you go. And of course, in French, that would be. So we have the top of the order, Genda, Nishikawa, and Haruma coming to bat. As the first pitch is on the way, it is a fastball that just misses outside. The count is 1-0. 44 pitches through the first 3 innings for the right-hander Fukushima. As he kicks and he delivers, it's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1. What I think, possibly speaking, is maybe an extra innings affair today on the holiday. I wouldn't bat an eye at that. As the 1-1 is on the way, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. I wouldn't bat an eye that this game goes extra innings and maybe a low scoring 1-1 or 2-2 into the 10th or 11th frame. There's a fastball swung on it, is sliced foul just past the bag at third base. The count is 1-2. So yeah, bunting in Major League Baseball is a bit of a lost art, unfortunately. As we say, just not enough of that going on these days in the MLB. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is now 2-2 to Genda. Not sure what you can say about that. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball that misses way outside. Count now goes to 3-2. Lions looking for their first base runner of the night. As Genda has worked the count full here. As the right-hander ready to deliver. As he kicks and fires, fastball swung on, another ball hit foul. As the third base dugout all leans back. As that hit the facing of the dugout. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it remains to Genda. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball that misses way upstairs. And there you have it. The Lions have their first base runner here. I'd be curious to see what is up the sleeve of the interim manager if you're going to see Nishikawa squaring the bunt. So I'd probably bet dollars to donuts that this is going to happen as Manaea Nishikawa steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight as he's flown to left field his only trip up here this evening. Also remind everybody, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll tell you when we do go live. As we said, next week, we're leaning toward the Buffaloes and the Fighters. But I'm not 100% sold on that yet. Could be Marines and Hawks. There's a fastball swung on it. It is fouled off the foot of Nishikawa. So much for the bunting here. As the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Jeremy says, I thought the Fighters hit a home run. Yeah, they did. That was the only run. It was Franmil Reyes going the other way. No Lies says we're going to break out the tee if it goes extras. Already finished one around a tee tonight. There's a fastball that is down in the dirt, and the count is 1-1. Now, we talked about these jerseys. They kind of grow on me a bit. I just don't know if I like the jersey tops, the pinstripe blue with the pinstripe white pants to go with it. I don't know if I like that per se. I'm not sure that that's a great look as there's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up in the infield over on the right side. camping out underneath it is the second baseman, and that is Narama, who makes the catch. And that is going to retire Nishikawa for the second out of the inning. So check that, one gone here. I was getting all excited. I thought that was the second out. They've had two batters come to the plate. My apologies to the Lion fans here who I've already jumped the gun on. Well, that brings Takuya Haruma to the plate, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. If my math is right, it's 4 strikeouts so far for Fukushima. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time easily is the base runner Genda. My friend Spaceman says it looks like they slid. Looking at the right sleeve, I'm not sure if that is like paint or if it's supposed to represent like fireworks or maybe flowers or something. It almost looks like a shirt you'd find in Maui, as there's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. But I have to say, I'd spend money on the Lions. And as a matter of fact, of all the teams that when I went to the stadiums last year, there was only one team that I joined their club, and I'm a member of the Lions, so to speak, which is truth. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by the shortstop Mizuno. He throws to first, and Haruma has gone on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for the second out. It does advance Genda into scoring position, as he is now at second base. Well, I was going to say, our friend No Lies says that he's seen some crazy uniforms in the NPB. Those uniforms that the fighters wore last year, the black and the red with the collars, those had to be one of the worst uniforms I've ever witnessed, next to the Chicago White Sox wearing shorts in the 1970s. So this brings Takayoshi Yamamura to the plate, as he's batting here for the second time. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Swings at the first pitch, lifts this softly into left center field. Camping out underneath it is Matsumoto. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it, as the Lions are done here in their half of the inning. Well, they got their first base runner on a walk to Sosuke Genda, but they go in order after that. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the fourth inning. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Score is 1-0 as we move to the bottom half of inning number 4. We'll be right back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. I got to say, I'm a big fan of the black cowboy hats that the cheerleaders for the fighters are donning here tonight. That gets my vote. Forget the uniforms that the Lions are wearing. The hats, the cowboy hats that the gals are sporting, top drawer in my books all day long. Well, coming up for the fighters here in the fourth inning, it's going to be Chusei Manami, Yua Tamiya, and Franmil Reyes to try to get things going here against Kona Takahashi, who has been quietly effective in his 3 innings of work. He's allowed 4 hits and 1 run, the home run to the Franimal back in inning number 2. So Chusei Manami is stepping up to the plate, as he is going to be facing Takahashi for the second time. It's a fastball swung on his check swing, grounded right back to the pitcher, Takahashi. He fields it close to the foul line. picks it up and throws to first. And with one pitch, we have one away here in the fourth inning. That'll bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. Our friend Spaceman, or actually, our friend Spaceman was saying about he's so tired of the fighters. Well, the fact of the matter is I have to tell you that, in all honesty, I really I didn't know if Shinjo would do a great job as a manager. And I have to say, with this young team, they've really improved over the last 3 years. In fact, I think they're ahead of my curve anyway. I felt that they were not a playoff team this year. By the looks of it right now, they are definitely in the playoff position. They'll be battling for the third place right to the end. As there is a breaking ball that is missed down and into Tamiya, and the count is 1-0. But I think they're still about a year or so away and a couple of pieces to the puzzle. But, you think about the fighters over the last 15 years. They sold Yu Darvish. They sold Shohei Ohtani. There's a split finger swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. And on top of that, they also, Kohei Arihara left. He went to the Texas Rangers. Of course, that didn't work out so well for Kohei. But those three players in particular, and then they basically sold off or traded all their big stars. The last of the Mohicans was the Kensuke Kondo, who got shipped to the Fukuoka Ball Club, as that split finger misses down, and the count is now 2-1. And so he's basically rebuilt with a lot of youth. They had to have a lot of patience because their defense was sketchy last year big time. And that seems to have improved significantly. So they just got to keep plugging away at it. They look like they could be around for a while. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2. So Mr. Slim Shady's calling for a 4-1 final. That would be brilliant. I guess we're just going to have to hang in here and watch. It's been not a lot of traffic on the base paths so far. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes full to 3-2 on Tamiya. Last pitch was at 94 miles an hour on the gun. It backed up Tamiya off the plate. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. Another one tapped slowly down the third base line. They're going to let it roll. And it is going to roll right back into fair territory. They probably wouldn't have had a shot at him as Sato when Takahashi got there. And anyways, they ended up rolling it back in. It's going to be a single. And so that is going to be Tamiya, who is aboard with a 1-out single. It's going to bring Franmil Reyes to the plate. My friend Jeremy reminded me, he said, I really didn't finish answering the Japanese baseball question. So he'd asked earlier on in the stream about why I got into Japanese baseball. And I was saying up and down the West Coast, there's quite an influence because there's a lot of Japanese people or Japanese descent that are here. And so some of the influences in their game and getting a chance to watch them play and how they train and how they go about their business is certainly something that is of great interest for me. As the right-hander Takahashi ready to go. Instead, they step off the mound and he feigns the throw to first base. Friend Spaceman said that was dumb. I'm not so sure about that, Spaceman. I don't think they would have had a play at first if they would have fielded it. And so they're just taking the chance that hopefully it would go foul. As there is a breaking ball swung on. This is hooked into the corner in left field. It's going to be extra bases. Rounding second and heading to third is Tamiya. Up with it is the left fielder Garcia. They're waving him home. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's going to be offline and not in time as Franmil Reyes has delivered another run batted in, this time with a RBI double as Tamiya comes all the way around from first to score, and it has now increased the lead to 2-0 for the Fighters. So Franmil Reyes coming up big again. Boy, could they use him down the stretch here. A little bit of instant offense from him. As they waved him around. Interesting there. They had the cut in the relay. The throw from the shortstop Gendo was offline. And sliding in safely with the second run of the game, Tamiya. Tamiya runs pretty well for a catcher. He's got 7 stolen bases on the year, and you could see that he was just flying for a backstop. That is for sure. Our friend Preston says the odds for the Franimal to hit the cycle. I think you missed a 0 on that one, Preston. But he is on his way, so that'll bring up Taiki Namarama to the plate, who is 1 for 1 tonight. As the right-hander Takahashi works himself to the set. He checks the runner at second, and now he delivers. It is a split-finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Friend George Seinfeld says, Mom is making some tuna casserole tomorrow night. There you go. It wouldn't be the same without you there, George. So 1 ball and no strikes to Narema. Hitting from the right side here. As they're in the bottom third of the batting order. As the right-hander holds himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, tapped softly over to third, fielded by Sato. He checks the runner back as Reyes was going anywhere to begin with. That's going to be a ground out 5-3. I think Reyes was just happy hugging the base over there, and that's going to put 2 out here. That'll leave up to the shortstop, Tatsuki Mizuno. I have to say, I was a little, when you think about Franmil Reyes, he had that 30-plus home run season in Cleveland, and then he was pretty much just outrighted the next year. He was not having a good year. He was kind of stinking it up at the plate. If I remember correctly, I think it was the Chicago Cubs had picked him up. And it wasn't like he was particularly great there either. But he's still young enough, and he could have a great opportunity to have a long and lengthy career in Japan. I think of guys like Brandon Laird recently, who ended up stringing out about 8 years in Japan. So that fastball misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. Even a player like Leonis Martin had about 3 or 4 seasons, a good run in Japan. You think of Eurizabel Graciel, who was with the Fukuoka Ball Club, or Ballantine. Yeah, Preston said Cubs, then Kansas City, and I don't remember him with the Nats. Yeah, he did have a cup of coffee over there with Kansas City as well. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-0. But it was interesting just how quickly they gave up on him, especially the Indians at the time. They just cut loose, and he was out of there in a big hurry, or Guardians. I'll get back to Jeremy's question in a couple minutes. We were talking about the influence of Japanese baseball. I don't know if I'll ever be able to finish that question all in one fell swoop. As that fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. The count is 2-1 to Mizuno. One thing I do like is how the pitchers are able to get up and throw in front of the dugout. Just keeps the game moving along a little bit, that they don't have to waste as much time on the in-between. Just keeps them warm, keeps them going. I'd like to see that in Major League Baseball. Get the pitchers up in front of the dugout with 2 out. Let them start playing catch a little bit. The arm loose. Maybe give them less warm-up pitches in between innings, and let's get this game rolling. Here's the pitch. It is a split-finger pitch swung on. It's tap foul over on the first base side, and now the count runs even to 2-2 on Mizuno. I do appreciate everybody who listens in with us. We thank everybody for being here, whether you listen live or on the delay. It's always great to have you with us here. As I said, I went back and took a look. This is game 51 of the season for us tonight. We haven't really done a whole lot. We're probably at about half of the pace. I think we did about 130 last year, or 150 last year and 130 the year before. So we're down off the pace. It'll be a busy September for us, and certainly October for the playoffs. So hopefully you can be around. We'll get some Major League games in as well in the month of September, as that pitch is a split-finger pitch swung on and tap foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2 to Mizuno. This week here, we're going to try to squeeze some Major League games in during the week. So it is going to be, not sure if we're going to get tomorrow in or not, but there's a good possibility tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Thursday, maybe not. I saw what the schedule looks like on Thursday, but possibly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. And then, of course, Friday we'll be back on the airwaves for Japanese baseball Friday night. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Takahashi holds to the set. checks the runner Reyes at second. Now he steps off. I don't know why Reyes is getting in the head of Takahashi. It's not like Reyes is a projectable base stealer here. 66 pitches for the right-hander here in the fourth inning. That is the bigger number to watch. Is Kona Takahashi going to be able to manage his pitch count? Here comes the 2-2. As it's on the way, it's a fastball that misses down. A nice stop there by Koga. Runs the count now to 3-2 on Mizuno. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. If this game finishes first and the game between Fukuoka and Tohoku is still going, we'll do what we did last night, and that is we'll give you some extended coverage. We stuck around and gave the call at the bottom of the 9th inning. Although that has to also depend if the game is close. It's currently 5-1 right now for the Hawks over the Eagles. That's in the top of the 3rd. We'll have to keep our eye on how that game will pace out. But we're definitely not staying up for the later ones. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Takahashi delivers. It's a fastball swung on, is lifted into straightaway center field. Started in and then makes his way back is Nishikawa, and he's going to make the grab, and Mizuno is going to be gone for out number 3. But the Fighters add to their lead here in the 4th inning. They got a run on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Fighters 2, the Lions, no score. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Shuta Tonosaki, Ryusi Sato, and Anthony Garcia to come to bat for the Lions. Our friend Connor says, what song is this? It is banging. To be honest with you, I really don't know. It's YouTube stock music that we're able to pick off and use royalty-free, as we're going to have that. I've got a buddy of mine who is a local, not a local musician, he's a musician elsewhere. We're going to run our couple of spots here over the next couple of weeks as he is moving out of town, and John is going to provide us some in-between music as well. So Tonosaki, Sato, and Garcia to come to bat here to face the right-hander Fukushima, and Tonosaki is waiting to get himself in here. Connor adds, and Corbin, I take it that would be Patrick Corbin of the Nationals. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is quickly 1-0 to Tonosaki. Tonosaki 0 for 1 tonight. He has flown to center his first and only time up. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down, the count now goes to 2-0. Fukushima walked the leadoff hitter Genda in the 4th inning. As those have been the only base runner tonight that the Lions have had, as that pitch is taken for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. Fukushima wastes no time. He delivers a fastball now. That's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. Preston says Patrick Corbin is the walking at the moment. The walking ATM, yes. Fastball swung on it, is popped up on the right side of the infield. And moving over to make the catch is Kitaro Kiyomiya, and that is going to retire Tonosaki for the first out of the inning. So one gone here, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Ryusi Sato. Sato has played some pretty steady defense here tonight for the Lions. But at the plate, he is 0 for 1. He had a soft line drive to the shortstop his first time up. As the pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is quickly 1-0. Preston says that Corbin Carroll has made him a lot of money in the last couple of years. Fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Mizuno. Throws to first and out in plenty of time as Sato. That's a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning. I think one of the other things is maybe you want to take a look at is what would happen more in this game. Will the Lions have more hits than the Fighters runs scored? That should be a stat, or that should be a line that the gambling houses should put up. What is more likely to occur? Because the Lions right now have had some pretty lifeless at-bats. Here comes Anthony Garcia to the plate. There's the first pitch fastball swung on. It is lifted down the left field line, and the count is 1-1. I got to say, this is my first look at Anthony Garcia. And Garcia he looks good at the plate. He looks like until he has to swing the bat, but he does look like a hitter. There's a fastball under the hands for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Fukushima delivers again, it's a fastball up in the zone, and the count goes to 1-2. Our friend No Lies says Randy Wolf was quite the ATM. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-2. Matt C says, so take the Cubs tomorrow. I take it the Cubs are playing the Nats. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. It's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count now runs full to Garcia. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Anthony Garcia as he's batting here with 2 outs in the 5th. And the payoff pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Matsumoto giving chase. So too is the left fielder Nomura, and it's going to be Nomura who makes the catch. And that is going to do it as Garcia is going to be retired for the 3rd out of the inning. He sent it for a good ride as that ball was caught right at the edge of the warning track, and that's going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Lions. Well, it's pretty much the same. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Fighters to the Lions, no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace! Yes, yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be the top of the order for the fighters. It'll be Matsumoto, Gunji, and Nomura to come to bat here, as Matsumoto is 1 for 2 this evening. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down. They peel over to the first base umpire, but looks like he still didn't go. So 1 ball and no strikes it is to go Matsumoto. 68 pitches through the 4 innings for Takahashi, as he is going to have to battle his way here tonight. There's a breaking ball swung on, its tap foul over on the third base side. Count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Matt C says you should add a face cam for a background. We want people to come and listen. We don't want to scare them away there, Matt. But no, we're going to do some stuff here. I'd like to say in the future, I've got a green screen. It's been sitting here for a while now, and I haven't put it to use. As the 1-1 is on the way, squaring to bunt is Matsumoto, and he's going to bunt through that pitch. It's going to be 1 ball and 2 strikes as he misses it. So 1 and 2 here to go Matsumoto. So that's kind of been the plan, as we've got the green screen to do some work. I was going to do a podcast last year of Japan baseball, and I was thinking about doing it this year as well. Just during the season is tough. I think I'm going to kick it off after the season is done, especially after the Japan series, as there's a breaking ball swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Moving back is Tonosaki, and he's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Matsumoto for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone, and then it's going to bring up Yuya Gunji. I think about even bringing in some guests from here and there. There's a player who's with the Saitama Seibu Lions. There's a local player who is playing with the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars. I know his dad. I don't really know him. I get a chance to see him pitch in Yokohama. He's a former Cub, so those who are listening to the Cubs or like the Cubs probably know Rowan Wick. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Wick spent most of his big league career with the Cubs. He also spent time with the Padres at the big league level. He was in the minor leagues with the Blue Jays and the Cardinals. Started his career with the Cardinals. As a matter of fact, he was a catcher before they got him on the bump. But I really don't know him. I'd have to probably chat with his dad. I usually see his dad when we're doing our camps. So we usually cross paths, and if we're going to do that, it'll probably be not this week, but the week after. As a fastball misses, the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Preston says, light the candle. Yeah, he unfortunately, ran out of favor in Chicago. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded down the line at third base. I'm not sure what the third baseman Sato was doing. He gave up on the ball, didn't even make a dive or an attempt. Oh, my goodness. And you can see why the Saitama Seibu Lions are what they are. I mean, even if he lays out, you don't know if that's going to be fair or foul. We'll look at the replay on that one. But that's shoddy defending right there. The ball was ripped down the line fair. I'll watch that again. And he just sort of held up. Got to make some sort of effort. Anyways, that's going to be a double here with 1 gone for Gunji, and it's going to bring Yuki Nomura to the plate. Oh boy, if I was a Lions fan or a card-carrying member, I'd be wanting that back. That is for sure. Our friend Preston says he's got a Hall of Fame player in his contacts. There you go. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Yuki Nomura. Yeah, just a lackluster effort there by Sato. That was disappointing. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball just misses on the outside. And to be honest with you, I don't even know if Sato would have got to the ball or not. Just the fact that he pulled up. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, Connor's at the game. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the right-hander ready to go as he holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Moving back is the shortstop, Genda, and he's going to be there to make the catch. Oh, that's a disappointing at bat for Nomura as he pops out to the shortstop for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the first baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. As Connor says, he's at the game in Hokkaido. There we go. Up to the moment temperature updates, letting us know what that dome is like when it's closed. I would assume 72 degrees Fahrenheit all the way around. Well, that brings Kiyomiya to the plate. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and flown to center in his 2 trips to the dish. As the right-hander Takahashi ready to deliver. And the pitch on the way as a breaking ball swung on and fouled off. Oh, we saw this last night. Why is it I seem to see this more often in the NPB than anywhere else? Fouled the ball right off into the top of his thigh. He's limping around in all kinds of pain. Maybe got him in the kneecap. I'm not sure. Who was it last night? I think it was the shortstop, Imamiya, who had fouled it off his thigh. Oh, they got the magic spray. That's going to help. There we go. We're getting a little bit of spray on the knee there. We'll look at that replay again, and it was on the, it wasn't even on the lead leg. He fouled it off his back leg. Oh my goodness. And for anybody out here who's ever fouled a pitch off of their leg, I always used to say I never knew what a bone contusion was until it was like a bone was growing out of my bone. You foul a pitch off at whatever, 90 miles an hour off your shin. If you're not wearing any protection, it can be quite large. But some of these guys here in the Japanese league, there's all kinds of shin guards being worn all over the place. So no balls and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Now Buki Sosa in the house here. He's talking about all the other stuff, including the fact that one team doesn't have a knock yet. As they throw down to second, trying to pick off Gunji, but he dives back safely. Keep him in close at second base. The outfield's going to be in as they got to have to throw him out at the plate. Base hit here, single by Kiyomiya. They definitely don't want to go down 3 runs. When runs are at a premium for the Lions, you've got to keep the fighters in check here. It's no balls and 1 strike, 2 gone here. And here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 0-2. Just as a reminder, everybody, after this 5th inning is completed here, we like to call it our Japanese halftime. This is where they take an extended break. Gets us a moment to be able to stretch our legs, get ourselves a refresh in our drink, check the dinner that's being made, and then come back and give you guys all the action to bring it home. But that is where we're at here. So here's the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down. A great stomp by the catcher, Yuta Koga. So Koga with a great defensive play, keeping it in front. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Kiyomiya. Runner at second. Gunji 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Our friend Connor says it does in Hokkaido. There you go. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that swung on. It's lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. Our friend Lava said we're to watch it. We went through a whole spiel in about the 1st or 2nd inning, bottom of the 1st or 2nd, where you can locate and find the game, where you can watch it. There's all kinds of information. If you scroll up in the chat, you'll be able to see all kinds of information that was doled out and given out. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as Kiyomiya ready to go again against the right-hander Takahashi. Right-hander delivers, fastball swung on, and this is hit foul just over the head of the first base coach, and the count remains at 1-2. 83 pitches here for the right-hander Takahashi, and that is probably the glaring factor in this one is where is he going to come out, and who are the Lions going to bring in to pitch in the bullpen, out of the bullpen, that's where the game gets a little bit dicey. Saitama's bullpen over the last couple of years. Our friend Jeremy asked the question early on about who we think has the best pitching. Well, the Lions had one of the worst bullpens over the last couple of years. They're still not exactly great. Here comes the 1-2. Split finger pitch swung on and tap foul behind home plate. The count is 1-2. Our friend Prozac says they're really wearing out the pitcher in these at-bats. Yeah, 100%. There's been some real long at-bats tonight. Manami had one back in the second inning. Matsumoto had one in the third. And right now, Kiyomiya is working his way into one of those type of at-bats. This is going to be the seventh pitch of the at-bat coming up here. You take a lot of bullets out of the pitcher's arm when you start doing stuff like this. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kiyomiya as he's waiting here on the delivery from Takahashi. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is grounded past the diving first baseman, rounding third and coming home. The throw to the plate is not in time. Sliding in safely is Gunji, and that's going to add another run to the Fighters' tally as they have now got themselves a 3-0 lead on the RBI single by Kiyomiya. I'm just waiting to see if he is going to advance to second on the throw. We didn't see that. Our friend Zay gets off the couch and starts with his pom-poms, fist pumping it for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, our resident fighter fan. Good effort there by the first baseman, Yamamura, diving to try to make the play. Our friend Connor says Kung Fu fighting. That is for certain. So 3-0, the Fighters have the lead here. And that brings Chusei Manami to the plate, so it just doesn't get easier. You got to be able to keep it in check. 3-0 lead here against a team that has a pretty much a impotent offense. In Saitama, the Seibu Lions are definitely not scoring runs at a alarming rate. In fact, at anything, it has been scary. And just if you guys are interested, after the All-Star break, the Lions are 2-11-1. They're playing 154 baseball entering tonight's game. Not like they were playing a lot better before. They were playing 314 baseball before the break. The top team after the All-Star break has been the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. They're 9-3-2. And of course, if you play the Lions a bunch, it can fluff up your record a bit in a positive way, as there's a fastball that misses down. Count is 1-0. The teams that are playing good ball coming out of the All-Star break, the Carp playing 7-14 baseball, as is Chiba, as is SoftBank, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, also playing over 700 baseball. And of course, the Fighters leading the way at 9-3-2. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as Takahashi delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. Other teams that are really struggling, as good a start as the Dragons had, they're still holding their own a little bit, but the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars starting to fade out of the race in the Central League. They're playing 286 ball after the break, 4-10-1. And the Buffaloes aren't really a whole lot better, 4-9-1 out of the break as well. So here comes the 2-0 pitch to Manami, but now instead Manami has called time as he steps out of the batter's box. Kale says Seibu sucks. The worst prediction. As the pitch misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-0. Lions could be the first team to lose 100 games. It'll be, I think, only the second time in their franchise history that they could lose 100 this year. And they've got their work cut out for them. They've got to play some got to play more than that, more than decent ball the rest of the way. So 3 balls and no strikes. Runner at first, 2 gone here. Run already in for the Fighters. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, belted into left field, and moving over to make the catch is Garcia, and that is going to do it here. Ball was hit right on the screws by Manami, but right to the glove of the left fielder. He's gone for out number 3. Well, the Fighters get another run in the inning. 1 run on the benefit of 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are through 5 complete. Your score is the Fighters 3, the Lions no score. Remember, we're going to take an extended break here as they take about a 4 or 5 minute break here in the inning to clean the field and do a whole bunch of other stuff. Gives us a chance to stretch our legs, refresh our drink, and come on back in a couple minutes to give you guys the call of the rest of this one here. Appreciate you guys for hanging in with us. We're going to put the music on loop. We'll be back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us, as it is going to be Ren Fukushima who is coming back out for his sixth inning of work. 71 pitches for the right-hander so far in this one, as we did get ourselves a snack and we refreshed our drink. Told the story last night about how we call it the Japanese halftime. We knew an official who was doing the World University Games one year in, I believe, Taiwan. Might have been Taiwan or might have been Singapore. I'm not exactly sure where it was. And he had never experienced this, where at the end of the fifth inning, they would take a break. And he said it was like 15 minutes. So it's crazy. They'd go off and they would call halftime. So that is where we come up with that as well. So we appreciate you guys for being here. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Lions. That means Nomura, Koga, and Genda. As the first pitch is on the way from Fukushima, is a fastball that misses up for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Wasting no time, he goes back to work. There's a fastball swung on. This was lined foul, just down the left field line, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend Slim Shady says Prozac actually cooked the steamer. You guys should have tailed. Yeah, there you go. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. And certainly from our end of things here, a little extra food on the in-between. There's the fastball swung on it. It's popped up on the infield. Moving over underneath it is the second baseman, Narama, and that is going to retire Nomura for the first out of the inning. Well, I remember a couple of years ago when we had the right-hander Roki Sasaki, and we called a no-hitter that he threw. As I don't know, that might have actually been a perfect game as well. It's on one of the games that we called, and we had, unfortunately, we had a power outage in the middle of the game. I didn't think we were going to get back into the stream. Anyways, we ended up getting back in, almost gave up, got back in, and was glad we stayed with it, because ended up being a no-hitter and I believe a perfect game that night. First pitch fastball delivered to Yuta Koga, and the count is quickly 0-1. Well, the perfect game is out of the question here, as we already have a walk to Genda. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a fastball that comes up and in and almost hits Koga. Count goes even to 1-1. That ball got away on the starter Fukushima. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count now is 1-2. This is only the 11th start of Fukushima's career. He was originally drafted in the training phase of the draft, I believe in 2021. He was a first-round pick in the training phase. I believe it was 2021. I have to go back and take a peek at see if I've got the year right, as there's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Koga. Our friend Steve Campbell says it's a vibe getting him through his overnight shift. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. Koga's retired. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order in Sosuke Genda. Well, we appreciate you for stopping in with us tonight, Steve. It's a pretty good atmosphere, a pretty good crowd tonight. Last night was a bit of a late arriving crowd. But as I say, we will be back on the airwaves later in the week, so hopefully you guys can join us when we do that one as well. We'll post up our schedule either tomorrow or the next one. As I say, we're going to try to squeeze some major league games in tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I have to look at the calendar again. I want to say it was the Braves and the Diamondbacks, or was it the Giants? And I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to take a look at maybe doing 2 or 3 games starting tomorrow. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count is quickly 1-0 to Genda. Genda, the only base runner tonight for the Lions so far, had a walk his last time up. Swings at a breaking ball, lifts that one foul down the left field line, and the count now is even at 1-1. Best thing that could happen for the Lions is that the pitcher gets a blister and has to come out. Take your chance with the bullpen. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. Fielded neatly by the second baseman who throws it to first. That's going to be a ground out 4-3, and Genda is gone for the third out of the inning. Our friend Nikhil asked the question, are you still confident Seibu wins? Hey, I'll go down. I'll go down with the sword if we have to. Said Takahashi needs to break his streak. He's 0-8, and the Lions got to win sometime, but maybe it's not tonight. We got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board as this one is come to a complete ending. We'll be right back in just a few as the bottom of the 6th is around the corner. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Kona Takahashi coming out for his 6th inning of work. 89 pitches for the Saitama Seibu Lion right-hander. I actually kind of like that hat. It's growing on me, the SSL. If I see a hat that I like that will fit my head, maybe that will be the one we will add to the docket. Not sure which one I'm going to take with me, but I think that one could be something I could very easily get accustomed to wearing, as I will be checking out their team store when I get there. That's one thing, too, is the cost of stuff is really very affordable, and I'll get to that in a couple moments. First pitch, fastball swung on. This is belted to deep right field. This ball is going to be trouble, and this ball is going to be gone. A home run here for Yua Tamiya. It's his 3rd of the season. An absolute P-rod into the bullpen in right field, and the Fighters have extended their lead to 4-0. Oh boy, Adios Pelota is absolutely correct. That ball was absolutely scorched. So a leadoff home run here in the top of the 6th inning, and it got out in a hurry. I wonder what the velocity on that would have been. Sometimes they show it on the Fukuoka games. Tell you how fast the ball left the park. The other night we saw Yamakawa one leave it at 170 kilometers an hour, which would have been about 106 miles. That one there was absolutely obliterated. So here's the first pitch delivered to Franmil Reyes, and he lifts this one into deep left center field. But it looks like there's going to be space there as Manaya Nishikawa's going to haul that one in. So the first time tonight that Reyes has been recorded as an out, as he flies out to the center fielder for his first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Taiki Narama. Our friend Ghost Comp says Nippon scored. The Fighters did. They hit a solo shot to start the inning. For those that are new here, we update our ticker at the end of each half inning. It is now a 4-0 lead for the Fighters. The first pitch is a breaking ball, and Narama squares to bunt, but he pulls back, but he takes that for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So 4-0 lead for the Fighters here as it is in the bottom half of the 6th inning. We haven't updated that part of our ticker. So I guess we can do it while we're in the middle part here. That top part went pretty quick. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded foul just past the third base coach's box, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Narama. Narama does have a hit and 2 trips to the plate tonight. He had a single back in the 2nd inning. He grounded out in the 4th. As he bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Takahashi. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs, and that's going to be taken for a ball. It's a good pitch to change the eye level of the hitter. Nikhil says, are you still confident? Yeah, we're still confident. Absolutely. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. I might want to hedge your bet on that one, though. Maybe put something on the Fighters here just to ensure that you mitigate a loss. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again, here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Narama's gone in the books for the 2nd out of the inning. Connor says he likes the no-hitter script. Yeah, if the Alliance don't win, they'll probably get no hit. That's probably more realistic. But who knows? Last night they had a 3-spot. I think it was in the 1st inning. They jumped all over the Fighters, and it was the 2nd inning, and then their bats went quiet. And we do have a conference out on the mound. I don't know if Takahashi is hurt or what the deal is. The pitching coach is out there. It looks like the trainer's out there with him, nodding in agreement. I guess he's saying that he's all right. Yeah, Mr. Slim Shady, did you ask him? Well, looks like we're going to have a pitching change, everybody. It looks like we've got an injury to Kona Takahashi. He's coming out of the ball game, so that's going to mean we're going to have a little bit of a pause here as the Lions are going to have to get somebody into the ball game, and they'll probably get a few extra warm-up pitches here before that happens. I know sometimes they will take the players down the tunnel to go have a look at them, but by the look of this, I think Takahashi's night is over. We'll see if the Lions aren't going to make the move to the bullpen here as Watanabe is getting some information from his coaches. But hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is the bottom of the 6th inning. Fighters are batting here. We'll get an update here when we return in just a couple moments. We'll take a look here, and it looked like on the last pitch that he threw, I don't know. Maybe it was he called for time. I don't know if it was back or what it was on the strikeout as he was waving to the bench. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment as they check on him. We'll be right back here. There is a right-hander up and throwing, and it looks like that Watanabe is going to be coming to make the change. And it looks like it's going to be a right-hander, Yuta Nakamura, will be coming on in relief, and they are giving the home plate umpire the decision on that right now. So hang tight, everybody. I have a feeling we're not going to go over to the Hawks and the Eagles. It's the top of the 5th inning, unless something crazy happens there. It's 8-1 for Fukuoka in the top of the 5th. Looks like they are putting the hammer down tonight on the Golden Eagles, as the change has been made, and we're just waiting for the pitcher to come in from the bullpen. So we'll be back in just a couple as we do have a break here in the action. We'll come back and give you all the specs on him when he comes in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be right back after this. Here's our friend Steve again.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball, where we're going to open some dancing heroin cards during this intermission. Japanese baseball has cheerleaders for their sport. So let's see what we get from the Japanese baseball cheerleaders. Got Swallows, and I bet she does. We have the Lions. It's one of my favorite teams. Wow. Now that's all sorts of nice. Ramu. Very cool. We have Neon. And we have Angels. Of Hiroka. And the one Japanese card no one can read, we got from the Giants. So everybody, enjoy the game. Back to you, Freddie, and peace out.
That's right, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back in 30 as we do have the pitching change as Takahashi has left with injury. Welcome back, everybody. Yuta Nakamura, his first season with the Saitama Seibu Lions after spending parts of 6 years with the Hiroshima Toyo Carp. So he is on in relief. He's making his 23rd appearance of the year. He's got a record of 0-1. He has worked 25 2/3 innings. He's allowed 23 hits, 9 walks, 13 strikeouts. He's got himself an earned run average of 3.16. So that is what we have here as the soon-to-be 29-year-old is taking over on in relief for Kona Takahashi, as it is 2 gone here in the inning, and it'll bring up Tetsuki Mizuno to the plate. So the Fighters got a leadoff home run here in the inning off the bat of Yua Tamiya. And then a flyout by Reyes and a strikeout by Narama lead us to Mizuno here batting with 2 gone and nobody on. So right-hander against the left-hander as the Nakamura works himself to the set. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Brandon says he's back, and we appreciate you for being here. Thank you for listening in as well, as that's a fastball swung on. It has popped up into shallow left field, coming in a long ways. And, he almost dropped the ball. Oh, that would have been entertaining. But he has a big smile, and that is Anthony Garcia, as he had to make a minor adjustment there to catch that ball at the end. Oh, boy, get the circus tents out. We almost had Barnum and Bailey in town. That is going to do it here for the Fighters in their half of the inning. 1 run, 1 hit. The home run by Tamiya did the damage. No errors and nobody left aboard. We are now through 6 complete. Your score is 4-0. We appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying it here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We appreciate you for listening in. We'll be right back after these.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game. Really exciting. Lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But Freddie's coming back. I gotta go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising now to the top of the 7th inning. The back third of the ball game is upon us, and it's going to be Manaya Nishikawa, Takuya Haruma, and Takayoshi Yamamura to come to bat here for the Lions, as Ren Fukushima has been absolutely dicing here tonight. Do we have something special? Well, I guess we're going to find out here in the next hour or so, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. 83 pitches through the first 6 innings for the fighter's right-hander. As he kicks and delivers, it is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble. Back on the warning track, up against the wall is Banami. And there you go. That's going to break up the no-hitter, as it's a solo shot by Nishikawa. A home run here to lead off the 7th inning, and the Lions are on the board, as it is now a 4-1 ball game. Their lifeless offense has come to life here. So don't go anywhere yet, anybody, because the Lions are starting to wake up. Our friend Lavis says the over is hitting, and our friend Mr. Slim Shady and everybody else is hoping that that is a no-go. So there goes the no-no. And that is going to bring up Takuya Haruma. And Haruma tonight is 0 for 2, and he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Haruma, as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball misses outside. The count's 1-1. Haruma's average has dropped to 258 on the year. Does have a homer and 13 RBIs, so not a lot of juice in this lineup. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, it is chopped up the middle, and it's going to get under the glove of the shortstop, Mizuno, and here you go. This is where the Fighters' defense starts to show up. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, as now Haruma is aboard, and that'll bring up Takayoshi Yamamura with a runner at first and nobody out. Our friend earlier who was jumping in here, we had a couple of people, I think it was Nikhil and On Aloha. They were asking the question. They said, hey, we picked the Lions. Well, at the beginning, yeah, I did pick the Lions. And I also will say this, that you're not always perfect all the time, but we may go down with the ship if we don't get it right. But who knows here? This is a very interesting few developments that are taking place here in the 7th inning. When I look at the lineup from top to bottom for the lineup, or for the Lions, the only player or the leader with home runs is Shuta Tonosaki. He's got 5 home runs. That's their leader. Everybody else has pretty much got 1 or 2, with the exception of Nomura at the bottom. He's got 3. So there's not a lot of juice in the Lion lineup. So for that home run to have happened, that was very interesting, as there's a first breaking ball that misses outside to Yamamura. Who would have thought that Nishikawa was going to deliver a home run? He hasn't done much of it this year at all. That was number 2 for him. So here comes the 1-0 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Yamamura. So 2 balls and no strikes. As we say, the crystal ball is not always crystal, but still play with the Lions at this point, as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Haruma. And on top of it, not only do you not have a lot of power, you lack a lot of team speed. There's only one player in the lineup that's got 7 stolen bases or more, and that's Tonosaki. There's a fastball swung, and this ball is belted into deep left center field. Moving back and making the catch on the edge of the warning track is Matsumoto. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the balls are starting to rocket off the bats of the Lions. Yamamura gone for the first out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the aforementioned Shuta Tonosaki. And if there is somebody who could put a charge into a ball and drive one into the seats, this could be it. Although I have to say that the manager, Shinjo, has come out to the top of the dugout. There is a conference on the mound, and I think that is going to be the end of the night for the right-hander Fukushima, as it looks like that Shinjo has seen enough, as he is going to turn it over to the bullpen here to face the right-handed hitting Shuta Tonosaki. While we have this pitching change, we'll take a little time out here. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Score 4-1 for the Fighters in the top of the 7th inning. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Takahita Ikeda who is coming on in relief, a right-hander who will be facing Shunetona Saki. We'll see how this is going to take a look. Our friend Bookie Sosa says, I feel bad for the people who the Sea Lions not to score. That was a trap bet. I took the Sea Lions money line, so I ain't no better. I guess we're calling them the Sea Lions. Never thought of the Saitama Seibu Lions as the Sea Lions. I think they're more of the four-legged variety, certainly based on the mane that would be with their logo. So Shunetona Saki coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to center, and he has popped the first. So let's see what is going to happen here. The first pitch is a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. I know our friend Nikhil has asked the question about, do you think they can do it? Well, I think a lot of things. Mr. Slim Shady did say 4-1 final. Yeah, there was somebody in that mix. There's a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count now goes to 2-0 on Tonosaki. So 2 balls and no strikes. This is where it's about to get interesting here. Certainly in the Fighter bullpen or the back of the bullpen. What a great start by the right-hander Fukushima. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be pop foul into the seats on the first base side of home plate. The count now is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Shunetona Saki. Just a scoring update. Bottom of the 5th inning, it is now 12-1 for the Hawks over the Golden Eagles. I'll go out on a limb and say that the Eagles are probably not coming back in that game. And to boot, we are not going to be over there giving you the extra call if this game finishes first. As that fastball misses inside, the count is now 3-1 to Tonosaki. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Fighters enjoying a 4-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning, as the Lions have got one back and are looking for more. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 3-2. Tonosaki swung at ball 4 on that pitch there. That pitch was well off the plate. It drives me nuts a little bit sometimes when hitters try to do too much, and that's exactly what Tonosaki was doing. Just take the base on balls and let the others do the work. You can have runners at first and second, but instead, you're bordering on a potential for an end of an inning double play or something. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and there you go. Ask and you'll receive. Ground ball to short. They go to second for 1. Back to first, and there's your inning-ending double play. Goes in the books as a 6-4-3 variety. Oh, boy, that looked like a Javi Baez special as he swung for that pitch outside at 3-1. That would have been ball 4. And boy, how does that change the dynamics of the 7th inning for the Lions? They had 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit. There was an error and there's nobody left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fighters 4, the Lions 1. And right there in a nutshell, that is why the Lions have 29 wins this season. Unbelievable. We'll be right back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being here with us and to suffer with us if you are a Lions fan tonight. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order coming to bat here, or check that. It is, going to be the top of the order coming to bat here for the Fighters, as it is going to be Matsumoto, Gunji, and Nomura. What a way to end that inning there. That was just, I've seen that so many times this year, because for those of you who are new to our stream, I'm a Detroit Tiger fan. And I've watched Tigers for many, many moons. And so I watched the shortstop, Javi Baez, can't lay off the outside pitch on a breaking ball or slider down and away. And that's exactly what that looked like on a 3-1 pitch to Tonosaki. He swung at ball 4. And of course, the next pitch he rolls into a 6-4-3 double play. How frustrating is that? So the first pitch delivered to Matsumoto is taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matsumoto 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's grounded to short and he has popped to second. So here comes the 0-1 offering. And it is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. Zay says seeing Shinjo take his mask off feels like a crime. Yeah, absolutely. You should keep it on while you're hot. Certainly this year, the Fighters have been playing good ball. Here comes the 1-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that comes under the hands for a called strike. And the count now is 1-2 to Matsumoto. It was tough to watch, that is for certain. But then when you look at the Saitama Seibu Lions this year, unfortunately for Lion fans, it has been a tough season to have to endure. Here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to go Matsumoto. Matsumoto has been pretty steady on defense. He's been able to steal some bases this year, and his average is a little bit better. He was the Pacific League batting champion in 2022, but never really back on track last year or this year. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes full to 3-2. If he could get back to even almost close to that form, what a great table setter he would be here for the Fighters the rest of the way. And Shinjo's got his mask back on at your request there, Zay. So there you have it. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the right-hander ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. Fastball misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And that is going to be a base on balls. Nakamura has walked Matsumoto. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. And again, if I was saying, or a betting man here, I'd like to see if Gunji is going to bunt. See if they can move Matsumoto over into scoring position. Gunji, however, tonight is 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double. He's scored a run, and he's grounded to the pitcher in his 3 trips to the plate. So we'll see what the manager Shinjo has up his sleeve here. So the right-hander Nakamura holds himself to the set. He comes set at the waist, and he throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner Gunji. Runner at first establishes his lead, and again they fire over, and again Matsumoto dives back. They are concerned because Matsumoto has 17 stolen bases on the season. When you think of the Pacific League leader, it's Yukio Shudo, and then he's followed by Kobakata and Ogo, 2 of the Eagle players. He is in that mix for one of the better base stealers in the league. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in. Count is 1-0 to Gunji. That would have been a good pitch to run on right then and there. So 1 ball and no strikes. Has been an entertaining affair tonight. The long ball has played its role here as the Fighters have hit 2 tonight. The Lions have hit 1. As that breaking ball just misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Gunji. So 2 balls and no strikes. Lions right-hander gets himself a brand new baseball. He's ready to go again. As Gunji rests the bat on his shoulder, and he's ready to get the offering here from the right-hander Nakamura. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's down, and it squirts away from the catcher Koga. Well, you don't have to steal Matsumoto over to second base. He'll advance on the wild pitch. So very easily there, and that is going to run the count to 3 balls and no strikes to Gunji. That's hard on the catcher to have to, A, first of all, you've got to block it. But B, it wasn't even close. It was probably a good solid couple of feet in front of him. And, of course, it was moving to the outside part of the plate as well. So 3 balls and no strikes it is to Gunji. Yuki Nomura waits his turn on deck. Here comes the 3-0 offering. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that carves the plate in half. The count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, Fighters enjoying a 4-1 lead. The runner is Matsumoto at second. There's nobody out. 3 balls and 1 strike here to Gunji. As the right-hander works himself again to the belt. Checks the runner Matsumoto at second. And here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is lined over the head of the second baseman, Tonosaki, and throwing on the brakes at third is Matsumoto. So a single there for Gunji. They get it back in quickly, and the Fighters have something brewing here in the 7th inning as they got runners on the corners and nobody out. And that's going to bring Yuki Nomura to the plate. And Yuki Nomura tonight has struggled in his opportunities at the office for the Fighters. He has grounded to the pitcher, struck out, and popped the short in his 3 trips. And it looks like that Gunji's night is over. They're going to have a pinch runner for him. And we do have a conference on the mound. So the pinch runner coming in for Gunji is Ryota Isobata. So Isobata coming into the ball game. We'll see if he stays in at third base as well. Sometimes, I'm not sure if Isobata is a third baseman or a second baseman by trade. That's usually Kazunori Ishii, who is the second baseman. So I would assume maybe that will be Isobata, who will stay in the game at third. Maybe. Actually, Isabata is more of an outfielder than anything else. I was trying to think of who they might move in at the third base position. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. Well, that's going to bring up to the plate Yuki Nomura as Nomura steps in. As we said, 0 for 3 tonight. We'll take a look and see how they're going to defend here. They're definitely going to have the corners in. The question will be are they going to play the middles in or are they going to leave them halfway? And it looks like they are going to be about halfway, a little more than halfway as they're even with the bags. So here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitting Nomura. And the pitch is on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Should be deep enough. Garcia makes the catch. Here comes the throw. Tagging at third, and the ball is supposed to get cut off, but it's going to get away from the cutoff man, the third baseman, Sato. It trickles all the way to the catcher. It's going to be a sacrifice fly. It's going to cash in a run for the first out of the inning as Matsumoto scores. So the run that they gave up in the last half inning, they get back here. It's going to run the score line to 5-1. I just want to see if Isobata was able to tag up and get the second. But it is going to bring Kitaro Kiyomiya to the plate, who is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a single and 3 trips. He's also driven in a run. Isabata was unable to advance to second base on that throw that got away from the cutoff man. So Kiyomiya bats here with the runner at first and 1 gone. He has raised his season average to 294 as they throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Isobata. So 6 runs here on the score. So the over-under is in jeopardy now. And here comes the pitch, but instead Nakamura steps off the backside of the rubber and feigns the runner Isobata back to first base. So here comes the offering from the right-hander Nomura, who delivers a fastball that misses upstairs for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Kiyomiya gets himself into a good hitter's count straight away. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Kevin in the house tonight goes, "You're going to take my money and give it back." There you go. So 1 ball and no strikes it is as the right-hander works himself again to the set position. Lots of long faces in the Lions dugout. Here's the 1-0. Pitch on the way, fastball down. Koga has it go right through the 5-hole, all the way to the backstop. And that is going to advance Isobata over to second. That's the second wild pitch delivered here in the inning from the right-hander Nakamura. There's nothing worse than when you got somebody who can't throw strikes, and then when you got somebody who's playing cricket on a baseball diamond. That ball was well in front of the plate. I would say probably a good 2 feet in front of the plate. Ended up staying down and got right through Koga. That's a cardinal sin for a catcher. I understand the wild pitch. That's on the pitcher, but when you let the ball go through your legs, that's not very good. So 2 balls and no strikes it is here to Kiyomiya. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here's the pitch. It's a split-finger pitch that is swung on, foul tipped into the mid of the catcher, and the count now goes to 2-1. Got to be really, really painful for those Lion fans. I was talking to the Lion fans as well when I was in Japan last year, and one of the things that we were talking about had to do with the fact that the Lions lose a lot of their star players. When you think about Hotaka Yamakawa, he was pretty much whitewashed last year in Japan. that incident that he had basically ran him out of Dodge. He was long gone. So that was the first thing. He was history in Japan. Then the other one is you had the trade of Tomoya Mori, the former catcher, to the Buffaloes, as that cutter misses inside. Count is now 3-1. When Shogo Akiyama left for the Cincinnati Reds a few years ago, when he did come back to Japan, he went to the Hiroshima Carp, never returned. And you think of Yusei Kikuchi, who's now with the Houston Astros, he left. So they had 4 pretty big components of the team just pretty much leave, couldn't keep their star players. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to the left side, fielded by Genda. Throws to first. That's going to retire Kiyomiya on a ground out 6-3. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Chusei Manami. So when you think about some of the star power and some of the players that have left, and you really haven't replaced them with anything of any consequence to this point, you can see why the Lions have 29 wins this year and a whole bunch of losses. Lava asked the question, is baseball the main sport in Japan? Pretty much the only sport. So Chusei Manami steps up to the plate. I mean, there's other sports. We talked about this a little last night's stream. You've got rugby and you've got soccer. Of course, soccer's a global game. And you've got sumo wrestling, which is quite revered. There's a breaking ball ticket for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Chusei Manami. Manami 0 for 3 tonight. He's got ground out to short. He's grounded to the pitcher, and he has lined out to left in his 3 trips to the plate. Lava says soccer's pretty big. Well, it's global. It's big. It's not necessarily huge in Japan. It's has its parts. Skiing is big. Rugby's big. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Oh boy, and the count goes to 0-2. I don't think Manami liked that call. I have to tell you, that's not getting the home cooking by any stretch. And I think if I'm delivering a pitch here, I'm going to throw that pitch well outside and see if he goes chasing. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kevin says, Japan's biggest sport, according to Google, is baseball. That is 100%. Baseball is life in Japan. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Manami couldn't hold up. He's gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here. They had 1 run in the inning. Go Matsumoto walked and was brought home on a sacrifice fly by Yuki Nomura. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left aboard. We're now moving to the top of the 8th inning. We're into the deep water now. It looks like we're going to have another pitching change. We'll be back here in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here. Prozark says it best. We'll be right back in just a few. And we're not sure what it is. He might be on. We'll be right back as we have some people that are saying that the Sea Lions aren't coming back. I'm not sure who they are, but I have a feeling that the Saitama Seibu Lions are probably in that boat. We'll be back in just a few after this. It's time to lighten this up a little bit here with some merengue music. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be Takumi Yamamoto coming in relief for the Fighters. And for those of you who haven't seen Yamamoto, he is a diminutive right-hander. I'm not sure what he would be in stiletto heels, but certainly in his regular shoes, he is not very big. Daigo Kawakabata has come into the ballgame. It looks like he is moving in at second base. The third baseman is number 58. And that is Narama. He's moved from second over to third. Looks like we have a new left fielder as well for the Fighters. We'll have to get you caught up on all those changes as they do come to bat. It is going to be Sato, Garcia, and Nomura to come to bat here. The first pitch from Yamamoto is a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Sato. Sato 0 for 2 tonight, like much of his teammates. Only the one hit so far in this one was the home run by Nishikawa that broke up the no-hitter in the 7th inning as that fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Right-hander holds to the set position and now delivers. It is a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sato. As I say, diminutive, if I remember correctly, when I converted it over into feet and inches, as there's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be hit through the 4-hole into right field. And so Sato is aboard with a leadoff single that maybe our friend Nikhil is on to something. We're either going to see the Fighters win or we're going to see the greatest comeback of the season for the Lions. I'm not sure if the latter will come true, but it's going to bring Anthony Garcia to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and flown to left in his 2 trips. So let's see how he fares here against the little right-hander, the small right-hander for the Fighters. If I remember correctly, I want to say Yamamoto only stands about 5'7". So let's see what Garcia can do here. He came over midway through last season in a trade with the Dragons, did Yamamoto, and the first pitch is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Yamamoto this year is enjoying a pretty good season. He's making his 24th appearance. He's got a record of 4-0 in relief, 25 and a third innings, 27 hits allowed. He's only walked 7, struck out 17. He's got an ERA of 2.49. He has found a home in Hokkaido. Here's the pitch. There's a split-figure pitch that misses down. They appealed to the third base umpire, and they said that Garcia went around. It's going to run the count now to 0-2. So Garcia in the hole here. Yeah, Ian says 5'5". Yeah, that sounds about right. I thought 5'7", but I think he's smaller than that. Just a midget out there. It's like Jose Altuve on the hill. There's a fastball, and he blows it by Garcia. That's going to be the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the designated hitter in Daiju Nomura. Nikhil asking for predictions for the next game. Well, we gave it the Hawks and we gave it the Lions when we're running at 50-50 on that one. So that's all I can do for you now. Your coin might be better than my coin. Who knows? So here comes the first offering. As Yamamoto misses with a fastball outside the Nomura, and the count is 1-0. Nomura has struck out looking and popped to second in his 2 trips. Once again, we appreciate everybody who has jumped in to listen with us live tonight. Lots of entertainment here as we've enjoyed the stream. Hope you enjoyed being here with us as that breaking ball misses up and away. It's now 2-0 to Nomura. Yuta Koga waiting his turn on deck, and then it'll be the top of the order for the Lions. But based on what we witnessed yesterday, I wouldn't write the Lions off quite yet. They showed a little bit of fight last night as they were able to close the gap to make it an 8-7 affair. There's a fastball swung on and it's fouled straight back. Nomura was right on the pitch. He just fouled it right back. Well, it looks like that Kona Takahashi is back on the bench. So whatever ailment that he has, it did not put him out of commission as he's cheering his teammates on. So here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count now goes to 3-1 on Nomura. So Lions are looking for some life here late in the ball game. Whatever they do, they've got to try to get at least one run back here in the inning to try to cut that lead a little closer. But a lot of people are biting their nails here because I believe the over-under was 6.5 at game time. Right now they're sitting on the unders or winning. Breaking ball, take it for called strike. And the count now goes to 3-2 on Nomura. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Takahashi looking on as he's a breaking ball that misses down and away. They appeal over to the first base umpire and they say he didn't go. Oh boy, that's going to be ball 4. Nomura's got to get himself a walk. There was one that I would have said that he went for. That would have been it. But Shinjo can't believe it. I can't believe it. I don't think most of Hokkaido believes it, but that's going to put runners at first and second with 1 gone, and it's going to bring Yuta Koga, or scheduled to bring Yuta Koga, to the plate. So we got some late inning drama taking place here. Lions have themselves 2 on. Are we going to get a pinch hitter? It does look like that is the case, as Koga's night looks like it's going to be done. It is going to be Kakuro Yamanobe, who's batting a paltry 175 with no homers and no RBIs. So that always kind of puts the scare into me when I see something like that. So he comes to the plate. First pitch is a fastball that misses way outside. The count is 1-0. A lot of players on this Lion roster who I don't recognize. And Yamanobe is one of them. So 1 ball and no strikes to the right-handed hitting pinch hitter of the Lions. Yamamoto kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. So you know he's going to get something good to hit here. 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the order, Sosuke Genda waiting his turn on deck. Yamamoto getting himself into a bit of a jackpot here. 2 on, 1 out. Good hitters count here for Yamanobe. Right-hander holds set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball delivered and swung on and missed. Oh boy, that was at 92 miles an hour on our gun. Count now 2-1 on Yamanobe. Lava says, you can't believe it, but Vegas believes it. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As the pitch is a fastball, another one blown by Yamanobe, and the count now goes even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Vegas always has a way to pull in both sides in the gambling bets. That's what their job is. Can they get both sides to enter the fray? So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander holds set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, hammered right to the first baseman, and he applies the tag on the runner at first, and wow, what a double play that was. Unbelievable. He hit the ball right on the screws. We're going to see if they're going to go and replay this. I think they might. As the manager is coming out, I don't know if they're going to do it or not, but a line drive right to the glove of the first baseman, Kiyomiya, and he raced to the bag to tag out Nomura for a double play. That's going to be a double play to 3 to end the inning. Oh, my goodness. couldn't hit the ball any harder than that. And boy, did the fighters get lucky there. No runs in the inning on the benefit of one hit. There was no errors and one runner left aboard. We're moving now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Absolutely incredible. If that ball wasn't caught, it would have been a double down the line. Probably 1 run in, maybe 2. But instead, inning is over. We'll be right back in just a few.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. We'll be right back in just a few, everybody. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Unbelievable defensive play there by Kiyomiya to end the inning. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the 8th inning, and we do have a pitching change. Is coming on in relief for the Saitama Seibu Lions is Albert Abreu, as he will be taking over here. Another former big leaguer who is on the roster of the Lions. We were talking about some acquisitions and some players that maybe were not necessarily great. I don't want to say great acquisitions, but Lions players, we're saying their import players have not been the best over the last little bit. But I have to say Albert Abreu has been decent for them this year. When I look at Abreu's numbers, he's making his 39th appearance of the year. You can't ask for much more than that. He's got 1 win and 5 losses. That part there maybe is a bit disturbing for some people, but he's worked 35 innings, allowed 27 hits, 14 walks, 23 strikeouts. Got an ERA of 2.31, and he's only allowed 9 earned runs. So you can't ask for much more than that. It's Ua Tamiya to face him here, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Spent time with the Yankees organization a couple of times. He was also with the Rangers and the Royals. He is 28 years old. He'll be 29 after the season as he delivers a fastball that Tamiya swings right through, and the count is now 0-2. Question in the stream was about Tanaka sent down. Trying to find, don't have an answer for you on that one, Ian. Albert Quezada in the house. Kevin is saying no more runs, please. So I think we know where we stand on the over-under with some folks. There is a new catcher here as Yuta Koga's night is done. The new catcher is Sena Suge. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded foul past the bag at third base, and the count remains at 0-2. Suge is the catcher. One of the things that we noticed about the Lions, too, when Tomoya Mori went packing to the Oryx Buffaloes, it was a free-for-all as teams were just challenging the Lions like crazy. They had a hard time controlling the running game, and some of it, yes, is on the pitchers, but a lot of it had to do with the new catchers that they were employing. There's a fastball swung on it, is taken on one hop by the shortstop, Genda, who fires the first. That is going to retire Tamiya on a ground out 6-3. So he's gone for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Franmil Reyes. I don't know what the odds for the cycle are going to come to anymore. Our friend Preston had mentioned earlier on, but he has probably now impossible because he's not going to get a fifth at bat. He has homered and doubled tonight. He's also flown to center. So the big fella here waiting on the offering from Albert Abreu. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Christy Jenkins in the house tonight as well. Says she needs one more run. Well, some folks want the over. Some want the under. That's the beauty of this, as that fastball misses down. The count is 1-1. Preston still in the house, says he's going to hit the triple here. Yeah, probably he will hit the triple here, and he'll fall a single short of the cycle. That would be what everybody would have guessed, right? So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Reyes, as Abreu is got a wry smile on his face as he's shaking his catcher off a bunch of times, and now Franmil Reyes has asked for time. So these two are getting a good chuckle at each other here. So Abreu knows exactly what he wants to throw. He's got a wry grin on his face. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As it's on its way, it's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. Yeah, I'm not really sure what they are doing in terms of that. Yeah, Tanaka is down on the farm. I just don't know exactly what is going on there with him. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-1. Our resident Fighters fan, Zay, might be able to chime in on that. Trying to think about who we saw the other night that they used in a closing role. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, it's chopped over the head of the pitcher. It's fielded by Tonosaki, throws to first, and Reyes is going to be out on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Taiki Narama. I remember who they have used to close. I mean, we were talking about import players. Certainly right now, Patrick Murphy and Drew Verhagen. I didn't look the other night to see how Verhagen's start went. The former Detroit Tiger and St. Louis Cardinal, Verhagen had spent some time in the NPB and then had decided to come back to Major League Baseball, where he was with the Cardinals for a bit. That fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Taiki Narama. Verhagen, of course, was a Vanderbilt University pitcher, as Vanderbilt had pumped out a lot of players to the big leagues. There's a breaking ball missing down and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There's a pitch that misses away, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Narama. 2 gone here at the bottom of the 8th inning. The Fighters enjoying a 5-1 lead. As Abreu here is kind of slowed down the pace of this a little bit. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It looks like it's hot on the fists coming in, and that is going to drop in front of the center fielder, Nishikawa. So a 2-out single here by Narama. That's his second hit of the ball game. So he is aboard, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Tetsuki Mizuno. I have to double check that. It is Narama for sure. Narama's moved over to third. I think it is Kamikawa Kabata has moved into the 2-hole, replacing Gunji, who was replaced by Ryota Isobata. So stepping up to bat here, this is Mizuno, who is 0 for 3, as we said. He's grounded out. He has flown out twice. Ian says, I think they're using Yanagawa to close. I have to admit, I've been away from the fighters for a little bit, haven't kept my finger on them. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. I forgot who they had in last night. We had jumped over at the end of the ball game. So here comes the 0-1 offering as the right-hander Abreu ready to go again. Pitch on the way. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. I was laughing earlier on, and I said about teams with their records. Fighters are 9-5 against the Lions entering tonight's ball game. As Narama has stolen second base, no throw was delivered there, so he is now in scoring position. No balls and 2 strikes to Mizuno. Abreu works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Mizuno's in the books for the 3rd out of the inning, and that is going to do it. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 8 complete. Your score is the Fighters 5, the Lions 1. Stick around, everybody. It is going to be the top of the order, Genda, Nishikawa, and Haruma to come to bat. And it looks like we're going to have ourselves a left-hander coming out of the Fighters bullpen to face the Lions here. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the lefty Kaito Matsuura who is coming on in relief as he is taking over here. So I guess the answer is the question of who are the fighters going to use. This is going to be the 4th pitcher used, as he has only appeared in 1 game of this season. He's got an ERA of 0. So let's see what the lefty is going to bring here. So that's always a concern. Last night we did that game between the Hawks and the Eagles, and it was Yuki Samori came in, and the first 4 batters that came to bat against him all reached base, and he allowed a couple of runs. So I'm sure if you are taking the under on this one, that's not something you want to hear. So let's see what Matsuura is going to have to offer here for this one tonight. He follows in the pitching parade. It was Ren Fukushima who started. He was brilliant tonight. And then it was Takahita Ikeda, and then it was Yamamoto. Now it is going to be Matsuura here for the 9th inning. Sosuke Genda, Manaya Nishikawa, Takuya Haruma are the scheduled batters to face the lefty here. So Genda stepping up to the plate. Our friend Bookie Sosa said they're not even going to make it interesting. It's going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Okay, well, let's see what Bookie has here. And the first pitch is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Genda tonight is officially 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice and walked. They have only pitched to 3 batters over the minimum so far in this one. Fastball that misses outside, and the count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. lefty works himself to the set. Here comes the pitch. As he delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1-2. That last pitch was at 94 miles an hour on our gun. So the lefty can bring it up a little bit here. Here comes the 1-2 offering as he kicks and delivers a fastball, and Genda gets a piece of it. Fouls it off over on the third base side. The count is 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're definitely in the deep water as it is in the top of the 9th inning. The Lions are down to their last wraps. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball that misses way outside, gets away from the catcher Tamiya, and the count is even at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, we will be back on the airwaves again next weekend, so be sure to check it out. We'll also be on the air for some Major League Baseball tomorrow evening. If you are around, be sure to check us out at that point. That fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-2 to Genda. Plan over the next couple of nights with regards to the MLB is have to do a double take, but I'm pretty sure we're looking at the Giants and the Braves tomorrow night. Fastball misses way outside, and Genda's going to be aboard with a leadoff walk. So he is aboard here, and that's going to bring up Manaya Nishikawa to the plate. So Braves and Giants tomorrow night. It'll be Chris Sale against Blake Snell. That will go off at 9:45 Eastern or 6:45 Pacific. So if you're around, be sure to check it out. Manaya Nishikawa is stepping to the plate. He is 1 for 3 tonight. He has got the only run so far for the Lions. He had a home run in the 7th inning, his 2nd of the year. So the lefty is facing the lefty here. He's walked the first one. That drives you nuts when a lefty can't get lefties out. So here comes the first pitch to Nishikawa. Fastball misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Akil says he was following our advice that the Lions are overdue. Oh, they're overdue, all right. As they throw over to first base, and getting back easily is Genda. I have to tell you, one of the opportunities in that last half inning, if that ball wasn't caught by the first baseman, there could have been a whole pile of runs scored there. There's a fastball that misses outside. Count is now 2-0, so 2 balls and no strikes to Nishikawa. It is the Mountain Holiday, so who knows what's going to happen. Certainly the other game was pretty much a dud and a write-off. As the pitch is a 2-0 pitch, it's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-0 to Nishikawa. So if I'm Nishikawa, I put the bat on my shoulder for the next couple of pitches. See if he can throw you strikes. Maybe we're getting the yips in front of us right now. Hawks are beating the Eagles 14-4 for those of you who are interested in that other game. It is, if you took the under on that one, you made a mistake. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. As the lefty delivers, it's a fastball, misses down and away. Oh, and that's made it interesting. Now you got runners at first and second with nobody out, and that's going to bring Takuya Haruma up, and it's going to bring the big boss to the top of the steps. I wonder if we're going to see the pitching coach make his way out there, and there's a look of dismay on the bench, and it looks like it's going to be the end of the night for the lefty here as Shinjo is talking to the home plate umpire. They've got action in the bullpen. It is number 13, and that would be Tsubasa Nabatami, who is up and throwing, and he is going to be coming in. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. We have a pitching change as the left-hander for the Fighters, Matsura, has set the table here as we are ready to see what's about to happen next. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after these. Welcome back, everybody. We've got ourselves a pitching change here as the fighters are going to the bullpen looking for anybody to try to slam the door. It's going to be the fifth pitcher used tonight. It's going to be Tsubasa Nabatami as he is coming on in relief here. As the reliever Matsura had walked the first two batters that he faced. So Nabatami on in relief, trying to close this one out. Lions are down 5-1, and they've got Haruma coming to bat. And then it'll be Yamamura and Tonosaki. So they still got their work cut out for them. They're 4 runs down at the moment, are the Lions, but this is baseball. Anything can happen, and can happen in a weird sort of way. I remember in about the third or fourth inning, the way the game was going, I said I wouldn't bat an eye if we saw extra innings here tonight. Of course, the fighters started to stretch it out a little bit. So Haruma going to be facing the right-hander Nabatami here. And, of course, our chat has got something to chat about. Well, as the right-hander is completing his warm-up tosses, Nabatami is just about done. We'll be ready to get the show on the road here. The fighters fans probably feeling a lump in their throat here as we're ready to get this one going here. So now it is going to be Haruma, who is 0 for 3 tonight. He did reach on an error by the shortstop his last time up, but he's grounded to short and struck out in his other 2 trips to the plate. So we've got ourselves some entertainment here if you are just joining us tonight. 5-1 is the lead for the fighters. The Lions have 2 on and nobody out. The runner at second is Genda, runner at first Nishikawa. Nabatami kicks and delivers, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1 to Takuya Haruma. Nabatami has got these thick glasses on. It kind of makes you wonder if he can even see properly. Albert is looking for the double play. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled right into the shins of the hitter, Haruma. He's going to run a count to 0-2, and he's going to need a moment to walk around a little bit, as that is definitely going to hurt. I started talking about the jerseys, or I started to mention a couple innings ago about the jerseys and the price of jerseys. I picked up a jersey when I was in Osaka last year of the Hanshin Tigers, went right to the Koshin Stadium and picked up a jersey. And when you think of what the costs are, I was in Detroit a few weeks back, and it was a third jersey of the City Connect jersey of the Tigers. They wanted nearly $200 US for it. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. Yet I picked up a really beautiful Hanshin Tiger jersey last year. With taxes and everything, it ended up working out to be about $50 right from the team. And it's quality. It's top drawer. I mean, the stitching is outstanding. The jersey itself is great. So if you're in the market for that sort of stuff, the price is reasonable. It's unbelievable. So I'll probably look to add a couple more to the stable. I just don't know if I can do it with this Saitama Seibu Lion jersey. There's a fastball swung on, and it's tapped foul behind home plate, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes it is. We're definitely into the deep water as Genda's the runner at second. Nishikawa is at first. No balls and 2 strikes to Haruma, as he's giving a battle here to Nabatami. Right-hander against the left-hander. He gets his sign from his catcher, Tamiya, and he works himself set to the belt. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball again swung on, and another one fouled away. And the battle is going to continue. That's the 5th pitch that Nabatami has thrown here. So I say that was a breaking ball, but it was actually a split-finger fastball that had a lot of arm side run to it and depth. So the 0-2 is going to come again here as Nabatami does get his sign from his catcher. Now he works himself to the set. And here comes the pitch. kicks and fires. Another fastball swung on and another one line foul. This one just missed the cameraman down on the left field line. And the count remains at 0-2. Well, the Lion fans were seated in the upper deck down the left field line are bouncing up and down and singing, cheering their team on. Not a lot of Lion fans have made the trip for this one. It's about 12 and a half, 13 hours to the northeast. So Nabatami ready to go again. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to second. They go to second for one, back to first. It's in time, and it's going to be a double play. Oh, boy, what a play that was. That's going to be of the 4-6-3 variety. That is going to erase Nishikawa at second. It advances Genda over to third, and so the Lions have the runner at third now with 2 gone. 2 for the price of 1 on that one there. Nishikawa, the first one, retired at second base. Haruma then retired, and now it is going to bring up the first baseman, Takayoshi Yamamura, to the dish. Our friend Zay there definitely breathed a sigh of relief. And here comes the first offering to Yamamura. The pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Preston says he's got a ton on the Fukuoka -1.5 and Fighters money line parlay. And the Dodgers from earlier, there's a fastball swung on, its lifted foul, and now Yamamura's in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Hey, you got to tip your hat here to the reliever, Nabatami, as poorly as Matsura was throwing. Nabatami has come in, and he has yet to throw a ball. Every pitch has been a strike from the right-hander. And sometimes you don't want to be too good. 9 pitches, 9 strikes. Maybe you can get an offering here to get the batter to chase a bit. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to be at 10 pitches and 10 strikes. And that will do it here as the right-hander is retired. Yamamura on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. Your final score is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 5 and the Saitama Seibu Lions 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back to wrap this one up for you in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel tonight. We'll be right back in just a few after this from our friend Matt after a 5-1 victory.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back to everybody. We, first of all, really appreciate everybody who hung in here with us tonight to listen to the Mountain Holiday game between the Fighters and the Lions. Your final score again was 5-1 for the Fighters. And hopefully you guys can make it back in with us next week, as we will be doing some games and a couple of Major League games during the week as well. So be sure to bookmark our channel and hit the notification bell, because it'll let you know when we are on the air. Well, it is going to be the Fighters tonight that looked like they were going to do all the damage. They got the things going, or the runs going, in the second inning when Franmil Reyes stepped up to the plate with 2 out and deposited a solo shot into right field to open up the scoring with a 1-0 lead. The Fighters added to their tally in the 4th inning with 1 out. It was a single by Yua Tamiya, and then a double by Franmil Reyes brought Tamiya in all the way from first base, and that made the scoreline 2-0. They added to their lead again in the 5th inning with 1 out. It was a double by Yuya Gunji, and after a looping liner to the shortstop off the bat of Nomura, up stepped Katara Kiyomiya, and he drove home Gunji with the 3rd run of the game to make the scoreline 3-0. We went to the 6th inning, and up stepped Yua Tamiya for the first pitch he saw from the starter, Kona Takahashi. He deposited that one into the seats, and that was a 4-0 lead, as that was our score through 6th. In the top of the 7th inning, Lions got one back when Manaya Nishikawa stepped up to the plate, and he homered off the starter, Ren Fukushima, to cut the deficit to 4-1. But it was in the 7th inning in the bottom half where the Fighters put it away. A leadoff walk to Go Matsumoto, then a single by Ryota Isobata, and a sacrifice fly by Yuki Nomura brought home Matsumoto, and that was where the scoreline was 5-1. Once again, everybody, we do appreciate everybody for stopping in with us tonight and listening to the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. We look forward to seeing you guys again later in the week, and hopefully you guys can pop in to see us tomorrow night when we have some Major League Baseball action. It'll be Chris Sale and Blake Snell. It'll be the Braves and the Giants, and hopefully you guys can pop in for some of that as well. Have a great night, everybody. We will catch up with you guys on the flip side. We'll see you again soon, and have a great night.